up? It's your girl, Michaela, aka Kayla of KaylaMar. How are you guys doing? Marcus is not here with me today, y'all, but that is okay because I have some amazing replacements for today, which is the Women's Health Live. And today we are going to be talking about just different things with women's health, setting boundaries, and any questions you may have. So let's get into see who's here because I'm excited to bring my girls up, my sisters. Okay, Elevate with Vern. How are you? We got House of X. How are you guys? Entertaining. House of X. V Max Show. How are you? The Bright family, how are you guys? Good to see you. Thumbs up. Thank you. Give us a thumbs up, guys, because this is something that we're all passionate about and we love and we want to keep doing it. So give that thumbs up. Spread the word. That's me. Hey, Slim Jim Longfoot, how are you? Good to see you. Priscilla, how are you guys? Now, if I mess up these names, guys, Marcus normally pronounces them for me. So if I mess them up, please do not get upset. Hey, Lascious Journey, how are you? Hey, Points Blank Experience, how are you guys? Guys, if you have not checked out the live he did with Sharon yesterday, who's also part of the Women's Health Live, check that out. She killed that. That was a great live. Learned a lot of fun, just energy on 100. Loved it. Let's see here. Who else we got? PBE saying hey to everybody. Hey, Marcus. Hey, baby. Miss you. Who else we got? Uniquely Lavish. How are you? Yes, stars. Put your stars in the chat, okay? Hey, Officially Jamia. Hey, Steph DIY Queen. How are you? Yes, stars. Hey, Team Reach Travels. How are you? I shared y'all out. Thank you so much. Thank you, House of X. Share. Thank you. Hey, the Matawi family. How are you guys? Let's see. Meat and I are in the building. What's good? Everybody saying hey. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and bring up these lovely, amazing ladies. Hey, Sharon. Hey, girl. So first up, we have Meat.
Hey,
from
everybody. Welcome here.
Yes, thank you for being here. And we have Elevate with Vern. Hey. You're on mute. Oh, okay. She's the one.
Yes.
She's the one that started the Women's Health Live. So she was the one that created all of this. So we are grateful for her. Thank you. Yes, buzzer. Next, we have Miss Uniquely Lavish. Hey. And last but not least, Miss Sharon Gehring. How are you? Again, if you guys did not check out that live from yesterday, check it out. I was cracking up and rolling and everything, okay?
Yay, glory to God.
So today we are focusing on setting boundaries. But if you guys have any questions about any women's health, anything at any time, please put a star in the chat and then your question, and we'll make sure to answer them all because that's why we're here, to help y'all grow, elevate, and just be the best version of yourself. So first off, with setting boundaries, ladies, we have to first define what is boundaries. Okay. So boundaries are the limits we set with ourselves around what we will or will not tolerate. So most people, I feel, in my opinion, struggle with setting boundaries because, for one thing, they don't know what their boundaries are. So you have to be self-aware of what those boundaries are first. So do you feel like women struggle with setting boundaries or recognizing what their boundaries are? Vern, we'll start with you.
So I don't think for me so much it's for women setting boundaries. I think it's for other people not respecting your boundary that you set.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm the YouTube cheerleader, but if I tell y'all I'm taking the weekend off not to call me on Friday and Saturday, that don't mean to blow my phone up 8 times. That means do not call. Like, if I don't respond to you and then you get upset, well, I told you that I was not available. So it is up to us to stand firm when we set the boundary and not give in.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Uniquely Lavish?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again? You
Yeah, I
said,
sure
is it,
can. Do you think that women struggle with setting boundaries, or do you think it's something else?
well, I think it might be something else because it definitely depends on the woman. You got to know who you're dealing with. Some people are more relaxed and laid back, and some people are more boisterous. And yeah, it definitely depends on the woman. But I don't think that they struggle. I agree with Vern. It's up to the other people to respect those boundaries that you put in place.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Meat?
I definitely agree with Vern and Lavish. Like, it's about people respecting that. So sometimes you have to remind people of your boundaries or whatever. Sometimes the reminders need to be put in place, but it's definitely about your boundaries being respected. I so agree.
And Sharon.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I also agree with like setting like and being okay with like putting up like even like strict boundaries so that you can actually receive your peace, because like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times like we are super scared to actually say that like, for people to not be around and we're like, still like in unrest. And so what I've grown to just understand and everything as I gotten older is just to be okay with my strict boundaries.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Yeah, I think that some women necessarily don't struggle with knowing what their boundaries are or recognizing what they are, but like you guys are saying, just being strict with it and owning up to it and being consistent and always putting it in, repeating it. Some people they're not going to understand it the first time. Go ahead, Ray.
Just a quick something I wanted to say. I know for me at work, I have to set boundaries with other people. Let me just say that because they will
Mm-hmm.
come in my office and start to talk. And so what I do, I know it's wrong, but what I do is when I see Chatty Cathy come in, I get up and like I'm walking out. Oh, girl, I'm getting ready to go down to the next girl, because you have to do that because if you don't, they're gonna come in, they're gonna distract you, they're gonna talk to you, and
Mm-hmm.
you might be on a deadline at work and sitting here talking to her, you're gonna miss that. So sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I know who's gonna be chatting. I'm like, oh, here they come. Let me, girl, I was just getting ready to copy them. I see you.
Right, right. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, okay?
Uh-huh.
So can we each name a time where we had to set a boundary and how we communicated that boundary to that person? Whoever wants to go. Vern gave the example of the office one. I know with me, I had to set a boundary with my family. And, I hate to say that I have to do that, but I do, especially when I started with YouTube. They had to learn to respect my time. I have a time boundary. So I had to tell them several times, like, hey, if I don't pick up the phone, don't get upset. I may just may be busy. Or all for my sister example, she gets on to me sometimes, but I'll tell her like, hey, I'm doing this right now. I may have to tell her in advance, like when I'm doing things, but I just communicate and make sure I communicate clearly and direct and be friendly at the same time. I ain't got to be mean, like, girl, don't call, girl, don't call me. But that's what I had to do, at least. Any other examples?
Well, I know with my children, I have to set boundaries all the time. Okay, 24/7. And when I'm having my mommy hour, because I do have a mommy hour every day, leave
Yes.
me alone. You know what I mean? It's mommy is off limits. Okay, lock myself in the bathroom. Leave me alone.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I went about it. Of course, they don't respect me all the time, but they don't respect the boundary. Okay, let me rephrase that because they definitely gonna respect their mother. but they don't respect the boundary all the time because I have a toddler, so she's very clingy. She's a pandemic baby, so I'm like
Mm.
her best friend, one of her only friends. So that's a little thing that we're struggling with, but we're working on it. And I just want to say, like, all the way across the board, when it comes to setting boundaries, I will say that I have a rule that I follow. Fool me one time, okay, that's your at. I'm gonna put my boundary in place.
That's
But
me.
if you fool me once,
Mm.
you're not gonna fool me again. I'm not gonna look at you the same. We ain't gonna have the same relationship. And that's just on pre. Like I'm a Pisces. I cut people off. Like it's just like
Mm-hmm.
I just disappear.
See, Lavish, we're just alike. Because I was about to say, my boundary is right there. Like, it only takes, I don't know, maybe that may be a downfall, kind of a little bit. I don't know, but I am so quick. Like, show me who you are. You don't have to worry about me
That is it.
Mm-hmm.
at all.
And it
No,
may
that's
be just past life experiences
Could
why
be.
we may be that way.
Yeah.
When you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're kind to others a lot, you may have been run over in the past and you get to a certain point in your life like, we ain't about to do this. We not this what we ain't gonna do. So
yeah.
Right.
that may be what it is.
Me
Boundaries
said
are
you don't
also
have to.
mistaken for boundaries are also mistaken for being mean too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
'Come
150%.
on.
150%.
Yep.
I be trying to set my boundaries, but because I'm so nice that people just like overstep them all the time. And then when
Yep.
I'm like super strict with them, now I'm like being like not nice anymore.
Mhm.
And I'm not, and it's not the case. It's I want my peace and I desire peace more
Yep.
than I desire to hear crap or to be in that situation or to even talk to that person at all. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
just being real, like I think at some point, like, I mean, I'm not trying to be like conceited or anything, but I think it's an honor when I talk with somebody, so I think it would be the same exact way for somebody to feel like when they talk with me, like they would be honored to talk with me. They're taking my time. And so but
Mm-hmm.
it's not the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Right. I think some people confuse boundary for walls sometimes too, and that's why they can think that, you're being mean. Like, no, I'm not putting up a wall, I'm just have a boundary and just need you to respect it. So that's very much true.
Yeah.
I did want to go back to what go ahead, Vern.
Yeah, I
No,
was gonna say Lennox Light said uniquely a mommy hour. How do I get one? Where do I apply?
oh girl, let me tell you how you get it. You contact the man of the house, okay? Or the other person that may be there to help you. You contact your help, okay? You find your helpmate, you contact your help, and you say, listen, I need this. This is my time, and that's that on that. And they deal
Yeah.
sides. You got ways. You got ways, girl. Use your ways.
Mhm. That's was actually one of the questions I was going to bring up because I don't have children, so I'm very interested in know like how do you guys set boundaries with your children and how did you teach them boundaries as well?
oh my goodness. Well, I guess I'll say that because like because Jason's my one and my only. But like he would create I didn't have any boundaries with him. There were no like scheduling at all until like I started to like have this situation on like because I was like, oh, I'll just like go to sleep when he goes to sleep. I'll just clean when he is asleep. And I was doing that type of thing and not creating schedule and boundaries in that respect, that every single night I would be crying because I didn't have my mommy time. And so I
Mm.
remember, I'll never forget one day I was like crying so hard. I called my girlfriend. She's like, girl, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just trying to get Jason to go to bed.
Oh.
I'm like, serious. I'll never forget this. And she goes, girl, are you giving him a nap? I said, yes. She said, why are you giving him a 2-hour nap? He only needs 15 minutes. And at that, he don't even need a nap at that time. And I just was like, oh. And then like from that time, like seriously, something just clicked in my brain to like it was like a game every single day. How do I get my kid tired enough to get his butt to bed on time? Amen. And that's what I played every single day. Every single day. And from that time, I got him when I took out all of his naps. to bed at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. And from then, I always had mommy time ever since then. It's been 12 years, seriously. And that from that time still has stuck all this time.
Mm.
Wow.
What about you, Vern? How do you set boundaries
al-
with your children?
Also with that, when they were young, it was like sometimes you need to take a vacation from them, and it's not. Listen, it's part of self-care. And sometimes you may say, Grandma, can you watch the kids for a weekend? Or Auntie, can you take them? Or, just you need to do something for you, even if you just go to a hotel for the weekend by yourself, just Friday and Saturday. Mother's Day that just passed, one of the ladies, they were on here and they were saying that the husband asked, what did you want for Mother's Day? And she said, I want peace and quiet. They sent her to a hotel and she spent the whole weekend. She had the spa, the pool, she had facial, she had her time. She sat in the hotel eating her ice cream and, cake and doing what she wanted to do. And sometimes that little bit of space really makes you appreciate more. Wow, when mom wasn't here, the house was clean. Now it's a wreck. Oh, wow. So you need that.
What about you, Meat?
Well, I have a funny boundary that just happened. Like y'all know, my kids are grown, right? So my oldest daughter should be 25 in September. So she came to me and she asked me, I could not believe she asked me this, but she said, Mom, would it be okay if my friend from out of town spent the night with us? I said, well, who? At who house? Like this house? I said, Mira, don't you ever ask that question? Only because it was we had when they're younger, they had the little boyfriends and stuff like that. I said, Mira, don't ever think your mom to ask me that. Never ever.
What'd you say, me? Who, what, why, when?
I said, who?
House.
What house?
Right. You talking about this house? You talking about that room?
Yeah. No.
So my kids, I think they are like, they know. Sometimes your kids just know how far to go with you. Sometimes I don't even feel like I really have to set like real like boundaries like that, especially now that they're older. But younger, of course, you had to, whatever. I had, restrictions for them. But in this adult life, don't ask me no crazy questions.
I feel you. Hey, keeping up with the Griffins, social puppeteer.
Welcome in,
How are
everybody.
you? Linux Life, I didn't get tied to you. Embry family.
Hello.
Thank you all for being here. Spiky, how are you? So I do have a follow-up question so what age do you start teaching your children about boundaries? Like, is there a specific age or anyone can answer?
I say 5.
5. Okay.
Smart enough to understand.
Now, you have to remember when they're 2, 3, you don't really get no time to yourself. You go in the bathroom, they knocking on the door. What you doing in there? And you're just in there crying like, I don't want to do this no more. We get loud. And you're like, you want to come in the bathroom? And you're like,
yeah, the disco bathroom.
Yeah. So I think at 5. Yeah, right. I think at 5, once they're able to go to school and they know that they have friends and they have to be respectable to the teacher, you have to raise your hand, you have to say yes or no. So I think at 5 is for me, because I had stair steps. I think 5 is a good age to teach them, hey, like you said, this is mommy time. Mommy needs an hour in the bathroom. I need private time too. Whether it's to cry, to laugh, or whatever you're going to do in there. And I think that this way they can kind of get an understanding. Oh, wow. Okay, mommy's in the bathroom with the door closed. Let me go in here and watch TV and not bother. That's just my opinion, but everybody's might be different.
Well, I would say like when they start like doing the tantrums, that's when and they always say it's like terrible twos and stuff, but that stuff happens like literally at like 1.5. Like,
yeah, they start understanding.
Like it's crazy because like you just are like, I love my baby and I love you so much, and you put them to bed and like literally the next morning they wake up and they're just like like planking on the floor. You're just like, what's going on here? And at that point, that's when I started to create some boundaries, because at that point my son was like trying to get into things and doing more and being upset because he felt that his boundaries were being disrupted. That's why he was tantrums. So I had to teach him that, no, baby, you don't throw tantrums because we're going into the car. You don't throw tantrums because we're going to the store. You don't get stiff on me when we're at the Trader Joe's. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. This is what we're doing now. And so talking with like your child like from an early age and not doing that goo goo gaga stuff will totally help create those boundaries so that they can understand you and you can understand them early on.
Yeah. I would definitely say once they start talking, because I can sit and have a whole full-blown conversation with my 2-year-old. And she understands what I'm saying, and I understand what she's saying. So when they start talking, you know, you just put them boundaries in place like, well, no, like not right now, or no, or we can't do this, you know, or I need you to. A lot of times when I need her to do something or when I don't want her to do something, I'll say, well, mommy needs you to get down, and she'll get down. It's the way that I verbally speak to her is what she'll respond to. But if I just say, get down now, like she gonna look at me like I'm crazy. You know, like, lady, you better calm down. But if I verbalize it differently to her, then she'll respect it and she'll oblige. But yeah, I would say when they start talking. But my 12-year-old, he just was a cool kid. Like all of this is like, it's just new to me because he was so laid back. Like he was just chill, and he's still that way. Like he just a little laid back, chill little dude. But little mama, she want princess shoes and closets and dress up and makeup and
I can't.
it's stuff everywhere. Hide your concealer and your lip gloss. It's gone.
Before we go on, Spikey had a question, but before that, I wanted to say, how do you guys, we can come back to this, handle when you're in a store and the kid is, you're talking, you know, you're telling them, hey, you know, when mommy finishes, I'll get you whatever you want. So I want to come back to that. But Spikey US had a question, Kayla.
Okay. He just put it in there.
Yeah, he said, how do y'all handle anger?
Ooh. Baby,
that's a good one.
Ways.
I know for me, I got to woo-saw first and realize, okay, take a second to breathe. Why am I upset? Is it a logical upset? Like, should I be upset or am I just being sensitive? You know? So at that point, if I'm not being sensitive, I go ahead and remove myself or I say what I need to say. It just depends on the situation, but I'm going to make sure I think about it first before I do anything and go get me some chocolate.
You did an Alice Kramer moment. I don't know if you know the honeymooners said pins and needles, needles and pins. A happy woman is a woman who grins and then count to 10 and calm down.
What about you, Meet, with that question?
Oh, I will be honest. I was a firecracker. Like anything could set me off in seconds. I think that's a part of growth. I have grown so much that now anybody could tell you, anybody that knows me, like really in real life, they will tell you like she has made a complete 360 because anything. I don't know why and what I was going through in life at a certain part of my time, but everything would set me off like instantly. So its growth is definitely in this atmosphere.
What about you, Sharon?
I'm only laughing because I'm like the same exact way. I always say, like, if you catch me like at 2008 Sharon, you might get a different Sharon than you might get at 2000 Sharon. We'll pray for you, praise God. But at 2008 Sharon, I'll cuss you out, child. Okay, and catch it. You know, I mean, like. It's definitely like growth because like I had to go through some things and I had to learn some things. And like, I think what happens also too, like when you grow older, like in your 20s, you be popping off. You just be like, F this, F you. Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that? Like that's on your 20s. And then like your 30s, you be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that person. Right. I'm so bad. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I ever messed with you. And then like you start like getting old. Like now I'm like almost 40. I'm like, fuck it. Like, dude, mess with me, dude. What?
Mhm.
I'm afraid with you. I'm afraid of you.
What about you, Uniquely?
I definitely agree with the ladies, and I just remove myself, like you, Kayla. I just remove myself from the situation. But I definitely agree with the ladies. When you get to a certain point in your life, like the old me was built for 4 walls, 3 hots in the cot. This me, I ain't going to nobody's jail, okay? Ain't nobody telling me what I'm going to eat, when I'm
Wait a
going
minute.
to
Not jail.
Back then, it was take me to jail, lock me up. I'm like,
Nowhere to be.
but right now, baby.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna sit right
I
here
was
with
a
my wine,
Thundercat.
my cheese, and my crackers. I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I that's how I handle it. I think about what I have to lose. I have so much more to lose now than what I had then. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. That's the deal breaker.
Well, I will say this: in corporate America where I work, and I know this is going to sound strange to some people, but as a Black woman, we really have to stop before we can let off our anger like we would want to,
Yep.
because we come off as, first of all, the angry Black woman.
Mhm.
We got an attitude, we lazy, we don't want to work, or if they say something to you and you say something back, you're being the bitch.
Yep.
And it's like, where did this come from? You giving me this energy, you're lucky I'm not giving it back to you, so you better take what you're getting, because if LaQuisha from Queens come out, it's going to be a whole nother story. So even now, for me, I have to stop and be like, okay, they just gave me this energy. Do I really want to give them that? In my head, I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like, you know what? No, I'm going to kill them with kindness. But I get to my car, I'm cursing them out. I ain't going to lie. In my car, I'm like, you dirty mother.
Yes, I feel you on that, Vern, because
But for
I grew
real,
up in a predominantly predominantly white schools. So they want us to pop off. It was probably like, out of my whole graduating class, probably like 300, probably like 10 Black people. So we had to be, cautious, because we get sent to the principal office for, small things sometimes. So I had to stop and think for a minute, like, how is this going to affect me and my environment? So I definitely feel you on that. Hello, Legendary Beauty. How are you? Sorry, I'm trying to scroll with this chat. I just someone had a comment. Let's see. Actually, don't tiptoe around their nap time. Oh, okay. I'm way behind. But yeah, so next question. So I know that I used to be a people pleaser. Couldn't say no for nothing. At any time and point, were you guys ever people pleasers or unable to say no? And if so, what would you tell the women that are people pleasers or struggle with saying no? What advice would you give them?
I don't know if I've even conquered that yet. So,
Right.
like, I'm just gonna be real honest, because like my heart is to help everyone, and my heart is, of course, to make sure everybody does well, but you can only do so much. So
Yes.
so
Yeah, I agree with Sharon, but to a certain extent, like when it comes to things like borrowing money and things of that nature, I don't like the word borrow. Either I'm gonna give it to you, or I just don't got it.
That part.
I don't want to expect for you to pay me back or anything like that, because we may end up not being friends, because you're not gonna play with my money, you're not gonna play with my family, and you're not gonna play with me. So under those circumstances, when it comes to money, if I got it to give you, I'll give it to you. But we ain't gonna do the borrow game. We're not gonna do that.
I feel you on that.
People pleasing. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, me. No. Go ahead, me.
Oh, I was gonna say, people pleasing to me is almost like you are needy of having certain people around. Like, I feel like you don't have to do all that. People are going to respect you for who you are. So people pleasing, that's never going to be me. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. And anybody that is doing that, that's a lot of stress. That you're living a stressful life. You really are.
Yes, I agree. Because that's why now I still struggle with it because I think it's just naturally in my nature to want to help everybody, like Sharon said. But I know that with me, if I'm pleasing everybody else, who's pleasing me?
Right.
You know, like I
I
feel
have
like
a good heart.
I'm abandoning myself. You know, like if no one's gonna watch out for me, and who's gonna watch out for me? So it just didn't make any sense to me, and I was always worried and stressed and just overcommitting myself, and ended up getting hurt, and I became the loser in the end because I'm always trying to please people. So I chilled out a lot, but I still struggle with certain people in my life. They just know that little trigger, and I have to do better with setting my boundaries with them.
I like to call myself, and I'm sorry for this French word, I like to call myself Captain Save-A-Ho. I love to save everybody, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better in knowing that I can't save everyone because some people don't want to be saved. Even though you see them going down, don't cross the street, you're getting ready to get hit. Sometimes you got to let them go out there and get hit because you pulling them back all the time, they're not learning their lesson. And I'm like you, I'm a people pleaser. You guys know me. I love to help everybody. If I see somebody doing something wrong, oh, let me just tell you this. And sometimes they may think, oh, you think you know it all. And it's not that. It's like, I want to see you win. So if you just do this one little thing, and then they're like, so I am learning to say, I'm sorry, I'm not able to help you. Sharon knows I said this the other day, and I don't even want to say it. Actually, I'm not going to say it. Someone asked me to do something the other day, and I just said I wasn't able to do it. Let me just say that. So, and it hurt my heart. I wanted to do it, but I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just, and I felt good.
Right, I'm about to say, doesn't that make you feel so good, like free? Like, I said no, because it's just a good feeling.
I mean, I also raised this also too is when I took back my time was when I decided I was going to start losing weight, and that was when I started to focus on and not get weird about it. Like I was like, oh, y'all gonna eat that? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna eat this. Oh, y'all gonna do that? Okay, I'm gonna go over here and do this. Like, like that's when I started to get super laser focused and not even care, like super unapologetic about like how it affected other people, because I knew at that moment that like if I didn't take care of me and losing the weight, it wasn't going to happen. I was going to be like that much closer to Strokeville.
Yeah.
It changes your mindset.
Wow.
Right.
It changes your mindset. Yeah.
When you say no to others, you have more time for yourself.
Yep.
Because you can't pour from emptiness.
You can't.
Especially as women, we like to help everybody. So we have to know we have to fill ourselves up. This is why we have to take self-care and self-time for us. Sometimes it's good to be like, today I'm taking off work. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to the spa. I'm just enjoying me time, going to the park, whatever you're going to do that makes you happy. Right. Sometimes we have to step back and do that, especially mamas.
Yeah.
Mamas,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was a good point you brought up, Sharon, too. I want to kind of highlight that was the fact that you said that you can't be worried about what the other person's reaction is after you set your boundary. If they get mad, upset, sad, whatever, cry, that's on them because you set your boundary. So they need to work on that with themselves. Do you guys have any like stories of whenever you set a boundary and someone had a crazy reaction? I'm just being nosy. Got any stories, any crazy reactions somebody had? Someone tried to come holler at you and you had to set a boundary. Look at Bert. This is ice cream. Okay, well, nobody has any. That's fine. Hey, Catherine, how are you?
Hello, welcome in, y'all.
I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and Demetrius will probably know. So when I had dreadlocks, where I live at, again, it's predominantly white. I can get along with anyone, but I used to see Asian men, and I used to see Hispanic men, or even Muslim, not Muslim men, but men of from what is it, like India. And the first thing they would do would be, "Oh, can I touch your hair?"
Oh,
and that is something you got to be like, back all the way up, please. Because for me, touching my hair was your energy.
Yes.
And I don't need that on me because I believe in spirits, and not all spirits are good.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, having that, I did have to set a boundary. And this one guy, he would always be like, "You're so exotic looking, you're so pretty," and just want to touch, and that would creep me out. That's like with pregnant women. You don't just walk up to a pregnant woman and touch her belly. That is like, back up.
Yes.
So for me, that's what it would be.
Even to this day, though, I'm like, no, you cannot just walk up to me and put your hands in my head. It doesn't work like that. Like, I guess people are so amazed, like, you know, I guess how did I do this or how did it happen? Mainly those people, but no, you can't walk up to me and touch my hair. No, it's my energy is everything.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is about people wanting to touch hair though, period though. I'm like, why? You know,
but it's only our hair.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't want to touch their hair.
Right.
I think they think that it just feels a little different, you know, and I have like no idea. I mean, I had somebody literally stop me at a restaurant and like want to touch my hair. I said, because my hair used to be like literally down my back.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, "Is this fake?" I said,
so what they what they we can have hair
inside the restaurant. And she was like, "Oh my gosh," because I just thought, I said, not every Black person has a weave or honey or a wig. All right.
Right.
Look, and if we do,
rock it.
And if you want to have your wig, do what you want to do, but not every Black person has a wig or a weave, child.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so upset. Like,
yeah.
But it's still taking people some time to even get used to seeing Black women natural though. Like I know, so
it is.
As
cosmetologists,
they
like working in the salon.
Anyway. So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, what you say, Sharon?
I said they take everything that we have anyway. So it's like if they already see us, you know, so they want our big lips, they want our skin color, they want our hair, they want to style it that way, they want to have our big booty, they want to have our small waist, they want to have all those things. And they not have, you know, it just
yes. What were you saying uniquely?
No, I was just saying, like, working as a cosmetologist in a salon that's like multicultural. I've dealt with all different kinds of hair types and textures, and they honestly are curious to know, you know, what kind of hair is that. I've even done installs on my lighter counterparts to make their hair a little fuller or thicker because their hair sometimes is very, very much so thin. So yeah, I will say that they are very, very much so curious. They just want to know. It's just like a kid, like, you know, just like a lot of people say that they smell like dogs, like wet dogs. I don't know if y'all remember or if y'all ever heard that, but I've heard that. No, they don't. Like, why would you say that? Like, it goes both ways. I'll say that. It definitely goes both ways. Be curious too now. Don't hold it to them.
Yes.
But that's the boundary of touching someone's hair. That's basically okay. I'm gonna tell you guys this story. I don't know if I shared it in the group or not. So there was this Black guy. He was on, I think he was either on Instagram or TikTok. He was in China, and he had on like a workout shirt, you know, like not a muscle shirt, but the skinny strap, like something like Sharon got on, but the strap. And he was walking around. And they have salons, I guess, in China on the street. And as he was walking by, the women were like, ooh, like he was handsome. Like, so he was cool. This one lady literally walked up to him and grabbed him in his private part. I'm sorry. I would have pushed her down if I felt so bad. And you could see his face on the camera, and then it switched. I felt bad for him. That is a boundary. You don't just touch you're touching someone physically. Corona is still out here, the virus. Don't touch me.
That's crazy.
That's inappropriate.
Very. I can't. Some of these people.
They think they have the privilege.
Who raised y'all?
Touch your hair, touch anything. No.
Right.
You don't do that.
They must have not been started teaching their boundaries around 5, like you guys said.
Who goes up and grabs
What's happening in their adult life?
Right.
That's like a man grabbing us, in our breasts. You don't touch us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a boundary.
It is. That's a big boundary crossed. Etta, I think this is a question. Hey, Evolving with Etta. To hello panel, everyone in chat. Sharon, I'm an empath. I'm still there. Please advise. For Sharon. I'm not sure exactly what she's asking. Are you guys?
I don't know, but
She said she's an empath.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still there. So
Hey, Tag for
I
sure. Go ahead, Vern. What you
people
about to say?
call me that. I used to like it, but now I don't, because I'm more of a connection with God than a connection with like the spirit. But yes, when you are an empath, you feel what other people are feeling. So I have to be very careful of what I watch and what I see and what I hear. And what I mean by that is, if someone told me, oh, my child just got sick and she hurt her eye, like literally my eye will start hurting. Like I don't know why. I just give it to God. But when someone tells me something, I literally feel that. It may not be at that second, but if I walk away from the person, like my mind will go back to what they said and I feel it. So when you're an empath, you definitely have to watch the energies. Like if I'm on YouTube, or not YouTube, on TikTok, y'all know this song go, I'll snatch his soul. I don't like to say it, but I don't, when I see those, I quickly turn off of it. I cannot listen to that song, because think about it. I don't want to snatch nobody's soul.
Yeah.
Hello? I don't want nobody. Mm-mm. So when you're doing that, you have to remember words can attach to you, just like, spirits and stuff. So when you're an empath, you have to be careful, definitely, of what you see and what you watch. I hope that helped you. That was Etta, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ray, hey, Ray of Sunshine. She said, I was a yes person, but it started impacting my health. I had to finally get to the point to stop saying yes all the time. The cost of stress is not in my budget. I like that. It is not in my budget.
Come on.
You better. Okay. So what are some mental health boundaries that you guys have created for yourself that you think other women would benefit from as well? For example, I know, Uniquely, she said her mommy time. Is there any other boundaries similar to that you think would help other women that they should do for themselves?
I would definitely say knowing your triggers, because in order to set any boundary, you have to know your triggers. Like you can't know them and let other people know what your triggers are as well, because you can't expect them not to cross those lines, or to cross boundaries with you if they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It could be just a situation where they don't know. Just like Vern said, the guy tried to touch her hair. Maybe he didn't know that was a boundary for her, but once she, set that boundary, like, listen, we not finna do that, then hey, moving forward, don't do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That goes back to my fool me one time. Shame on you. I'm gonna give you that, but you ain't gonna fool me again. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would definitely say know your triggers.
Yeah.
I would tell women to cry. If you feel like crying, you have to release your emotions. I would rather you cry and hit a pillow, or go in the bathroom and take a shower and scream and yell, instead of going to alcohol or to drugs or to sex, because we know that's an addiction. I would rather you do that. So when you get in your emotions, allow yourself to feel that emotion, but don't stay there. Because we can get depressed if we lose a loved one, or a pet or a family member or whatever. Excuse me. Yes, you're supposed to cry. Yes, you're supposed to feel that emotion, but you can't stay there. You have to come out of it. So that's what I would say. Allow yourself to cry.
And I want to say, you said for women, but for men too, it's very important for men to be in tune with themselves and to let it out. Okay? Because I had a very angry little brother, and the way he released his anger was in the wrong way. So I would definitely say for men to, please, it's okay for you to cry.
Totally.
It's okay. Like, we're taught or brought up to not cry or to be strong about certain things, but it's definitely okay.
It is. And
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like it's attractive when a man is able to cry and let his feelings out. I'm like, okay, let's do that. Go ahead, Meet. What are you about to say?
No, I was saying that also I used to find a way of releasing like that way. I would just go and take walks. I would go and walk. It gave me a breath of fresh air, and it just made me think out like everything, like life, where I am, where I'm going. Like walking is very therapeutic.
Sharon, do you have any advice?
What I like to do, like for like, and my husband and my son know, like when I'm taking my bath, don't you come into the bath. Don't knock
Mm-hmm.
on the door. Don't bother me. That's mommy's time. I'm chilling. I'm listening. I'm receiving.
Yes.
I'm, and then also too, there are times when I've like hit my mommy wall, and I'll be like, guys, I've hit my mommy wall. Like, just hit my
Mhm.
wall, and they'll go, okay, and they kind of just know that like that's don't bother me at that moment. Don't bother me for a good amount of time because I just
Right.
hit my wall.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Well, guys, we're about to play a game, but before we play, we did want to give a women's health FYI about mammograms. Vern, if you could go ahead and give out that FYI.
Hello, everybody. Yes. If you are a woman or you know a woman, I would say some can do it at the age of 16, some at the age of 13. It depends on your family health history. But normally you should be getting a mammogram every year. And I think as you get older, sometimes it skips to 2 years. But whatever the case is, if you feel a lump in your breast, every woman that has breast, even men, hello, but I'm just saying for women, but even men, you should be doing a self check. You can Google it or you can ask your primary care doctor how to do the test on yourself. It's very easy. You can do it in the shower. And if you feel something that feels like it is not supposed to be in your body, a lump, a nodule, a small pea, whatever it is, like a pebble, please contact your nearest physician, your family health medical provider, and make a checkup. Again, it should be yearly, but as you get older, it goes to 2 years. But yes, mammograms is very important, people. So please go and get your checkup.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone else familiar with mammograms? I'm just me personally. I never had one. I've done the self checks and my doctor's checked me, but that's it. So this is a look. This is a FYI from Michaela. Okay.
For me too, Kayla. I haven't. I was just told that I will start getting them when I turn 40.
Yes, that's what I was told too.
But I definitely do get my self checks, and I definitely do have my doctor check me when I go for my wellness visit. But other than that, I just know that you put your breast in the machine, and it's
Mm-hmm. And you turn and you go.
See, that's a whole lot going on. I need to prepare
It's
myself.
too much.
So I'm glad that I have you
It's too much.
ladies to help me mentally prepare, because I don't want to get in there. I told you I'm not doing before.
I had one and never went back.
No.
Hey,
That's not helping me meet. That's not.
No. No. But it was in my 40s. Like, it was time. But, you know how to check now. But I was like, you made me turn one more time. Like, where you want me to go now?
Yeah, and my mom actually shared with me that she had a technician that was not gentle with her at all.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely depends on the technician, because she said another day that she went back, or another time rather, she was fine. Like, the young lady was, I guess, a little bit more skilled in what she was doing. So I guess that also may make a difference as well. But baby, like, I don't want to go in there. Somebody hurt me. You might be mad that day.
I've been getting mammograms ever since I was pregnant with children. I'm surprised you guys are saying 40.
That's
oh my God.
Like the machine? Yeah. I didn't have it too.
Yeah.
What? Especially if you have a history of it, they would tell you to go and get checked for the I can't remember the number of it, but it's a number for, like, if a woman has breast cancer in her family, just like with ovarian cancer or any kind of cancer, they usually tell all the women or the men to go and get that check. I'm surprised 40.
Yeah,
They
when
check,
you
they check for tenderness, but a mammogram that's different, right?
Yeah, you said when you said, if you had family history, then a light bulb went off in my head. But yeah, I don't have a family history of that, so maybe that's why, because they do ask you those things when you go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I do. My grandmother is a 2-time breast cancer survivor, but still, even then, they still told me because it wasn't my mom, and my grandma, her mom. Then I didn't have to do it until 40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was because it was my dad's mom, my grandma. So it wasn't my mom's mom. That's why.
Well, thank you for that FYI, Vern, because I had no clue. Okay.
Yeah. Especially if you feel one breast is larger than the other, or you feel something feels weird, like you go to put on a bra, if you wear a bra. If you go to put on a bra and it feels like this side feels heavy or it feels dense, because some women have dense breast tissue. And that was one of the things with me. I had a lot of dense breast tissue. Maybe that's why I was getting them so early. And then I would always feel like lumpy-ish, and it was just weird. But yeah, if you feel something feels weird, yes, make sure you talk to your doctor and, ask them, do I need to have a mammogram? Because not all the time does a mammogram, when you go for that, even show the breast cancer. Sometimes they can't see it, especially if you have dense tissue. So, but just, be aware. That's all.
Thank
you.
Welcome in, Days with Kelly. How are you?
Yes. Hey, Days with Kelly. Who is this? Ron Will. Yes, protect your peace and you protect your mental health. Know that your values and beliefs are in order to get in tune with who you are. Yes, ma'am. So if you guys have any questions, please put a star and then your question. We will answer them. It can be about anything women's health related. So just let us know. All right, so we're going to get
Can I just say this? I hope everyone is enjoying this. Again, we are doing this because we want, we're on the World Wide Web. We don't know who is watching us. We don't know who's watching from Instagram or Facebook or wherever. So we hope that this information, this is what we're saying. We're not medical professionals, but we are just telling you what we've been through, some of the things. And we hope that it helps you in some kind of way. And you come back and join us when we do it again and put your questions and stay engaging in the chat. Again, like Kayla said, if you have questions, put the star so she can notice it and see it. And keep enjoying, guys. Keep enjoying it.
Yes, thank you. Hey, keeping up with Queen Eva.
Hey, niece.
What age do we need to get a mammogram? We just answered that. Hope that helped. If you have more questions, let us know on that. Okay, so we're about to play a game. I don't know if y'all ready for this. Okay, y'all play in the chat too. So we're going to start talking about boundaries with our significant other, our husbands, our partners. So I'm going to give you guys some scenarios, and you put a thumbs up if you're okay with your significant other doing that. And if you're not, you give a thumbs down. And we're going to talk about it if we have a thumbs down. And this is with different women. It's not all the same women, like the same woman. They doing with Sally, all of these, that's a problem. But it's all different women, okay?
Sally ain't got nothing on me.
All right, okay.
You better say that, girl.
Okay, so the first one, are you okay with your partner shaking a woman's hand?
Her hand?
Shaking her hand. Yeah. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all a thumbs up. What about hugging?
Hugging who?
Yes.
Hugging another woman.
Like this.
Like a church
hug. Okay.
The church hug.
Okay.
Are we okay with the church hug?
Yeah, I'm okay with the church hug.
That's okay.
I've had my husband.
That has to be more explained though.
Yeah.
Okay, so like if you go
like over the neck or around, it's like the.
Let's do both. So what about just the regular church hug where it's just like a space in between? Is that okay?
See, I'm saying it's according to the person. Like that's sometimes we're just natural huggers. So
yeah, or
I'm
gonna say thumbs up.
Hug, like hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna say thumbs up.
Well, if you
even people at work, they'll hug and I just be like, hey.
Yeah.
Yes. So if it's a work person or if it's somebody they know, it's okay.
If it's a stripper, no.
All right.
Get your paws off.
Right.
Okay, so it depends on the person, basically.
Right.
If it's somebody you feel like you're okay with it. But if there's someone that, let's say, you are at church, but you don't know the woman, but he knows them, are you going to be okay with that?
You say,
Yeah, then I'll ask him later, who is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I'm
don't know
fine.
him uniquely, but he does know him.
The neck hug.
Well, first of all, am I being introduced before you hug this woman?
That's very important.
That's very important.
Do they know me?
Because that might change the whole
Did
situation.
they speak
That is
to
true.
me?
That is true.
You know?
I got a point at the end of the game, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's just it depends basically. So we'll do this.
Okay.
Okay, so what about a back rub with a person you know? Just
What?
no back rubs.
They better rub, but I'll bet.
You want me to rub Marcus back?
Is he a massage therapist? What are we rubbing back?
No, we can get a massage therapy.
Unless
No
you
back
are
rubs.
licensed
Okay, I agree.
masseuse and you are in massage envy, child, don't touch my husband's back.
Hello? Yeah, no, that's too in what I want to say. It's too inappropriate. It's like
It's too
Yeah.
intimate.
too close. Yeah.
Too intimate. I agree.
Now, if you just go like that, I don't care. But not a baby massage now.
You like coming up to my husband, touching his back. Oh, freaking
Well,
hurt
she didn't say massage. She said rub.
She said,
You rub.
you.
something.
Yeah, why you rubbing? Why you rubbing?
Yeah.
Why you rubbing on my man?
Yeah, why you
And be like,
rubbing?
oh, like no.
Okay.
And
Everybody
he
say
should be
thumbs
doing this
down.
while she trying to rub too.
Like none of that. You ain't doing that.
Back up.
Ooh, everybody give a thumbs down on that. Okay. Okay, what about dancing? Let's do twerking, like the little fast dancing first. Is that okay?
Wait,
No. Okay.
wait. Do we know them?
They're just so like crazy
It
right now.
depends. It just depends.
I'm sorry.
Is it
no.
someone you know? Are you okay
Okay.
with your
So I'm gonna be honest, and y'all probably gonna be like, back up. See, I dance, and because I love to dance, and I would twerk, but I wouldn't twerk on them. Like I wouldn't touch. Do you get it?
yeah?
So
There's space in
I just
between.
be like, because I'm a little wild. I just love everybody. So some people may misconstrue it as inappropriate, and it's really not. But I can see that happening because I have been told that, like, you trying to look at my man, and I'm like, what are you talking
Major
about?
pain dancing?
Like,
That's
yeah, like, what are you
nice.
talking about?
No, but if I'm gonna be like doing the butt,
Yeah, no, not all that.
that's-
Not all that.
That is, child, no.
Because see, when you do the salsa, you're close. When you salsa dance with someone, you are close.
That's
you're okay with the
if
salsa
we
dancing?
out for salsa dancing, but my husband ain't salsa dancing with nobody.
right. I don't know nobody.
I am the salsa baby. I make the salsa, okay?
Okay.
I am all of it. The tomato, the jalapeno, the onion, all of it. child.
Hush up, points blank. Somebody, I'm crying, laughing in this car.
So,
Oh, I see it.
and Vern, the question was if you were okay.
Right.
With the question was if you were okay with that your husband
So
having
it's
somebody
the
else
same-
work on him.
Yeah.
No, ain't nobody doing that.
Twerking is different. See, I don't mind salsa dancing. I don't care
You
about
have
that.
no
But
poke coming on
twerking
you.
is
No, I don't
sexual
think
to
so.
me. Twerking is
No.
sexual.
It's sexual too. They put the leg on, wrap your leg around the man.
Yeah, but that's just the
No.
warm up the
No.
dance.
I don't think so.
Salsa is hunchy.
It's
I
soft
think so.
porn. We're not doing that.
No, I'm gonna give some
be-
Christian words in 2 seconds.
I would be okay with the salsa too, Vern. I feel like that's okay. Like it's an art form
I
of the dance.
know. Yeah.
I'll be okay with it. But
Okay, if
again,
it's that, but we ain't doing nothing else, child. You
would you
stay
be okay?
away.
Okay. Would you be okay with him liking following a coworker's social media page? Oops, Sharon's not sure.
My husband don't even use social media.
Yeah,
so
so- Okay.
that's a new
Yeah.
point for
Mine
me.
either.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Okay, so what about going to lunch with a female coworker?
Supporting.
I'm okay with that.
Is this like a meeting?
Right. Like,
They're just going for
I
fun.
mean,
They're like, "Oh, I'm hungry. You're hungry. Let's go to lunch." Are you okay with that?
Do I know her? I have questions.
right. I do too.
You don't know her.
Oh no. No.
No, I'm okay with
You
it.
ain't finna be whining, dining, no lunch with nobody but me.
If uniquely said, if you hungry, call me.
That's it.
Okay, I
I'm be
feel
your
you.
date.
What about calling another woman sweetie that you don't know? Just walking by and be like, "Oh, excuse me, sweetie," or "Hey,
Oh,
sweetie,"
that-
or
See, but my
That's
husband doesn't even talk like that. Like
Yeah,
I talk.
mine either.
right.
So it's a
So
thumbs up.
like I'm like
okay,
I'm more like will be like calling other people like, hey babe, how you doing? Hey
Me too.
sweetheart, hey sweetie, hey boo. I'm more of the pet name person. He doesn't even call anybody that,
Me
so
too.
okay. Hey, tea time. Um, last one. This is a little
Social
different,
trouble.
but you walking by, you and your man holding hands in the mall or in the park, and then
You already know where you're going.
and then a woman walks by with a big, bootiest block Maximus, whatever. Are you okay with him looking?
Let me tell you something. They're gonna look. You know why? They're gonna act like they saw something. They're gonna want you to turn. I'm like, that's not even. The conversation makes no sense. So I don't know how to say this.
See
I
now,
know, like,
now.
I'll be looking too, and I'll be like, dude,
Yeah.
that girl has a big old booty.
Yeah,
Like, look at that girl. I'd be like, boo, look at that girl. She has a big old butt. And he'd be like,
we judge booty.
yeah,
We do
like-
judge booty sometimes.
no,
What are you
because
about to say, Vern?
Looking is good. Looking
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing
Yeah.
that. We're not doing all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like uniquely. She's so crazy.
Yeah.
Let
Let
me-
me,
let me-
sometimes, that thing be thinking and it's right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get mad at the man if the thing thinking. It ain't his fault. It's
I'd be like, why you doing that? I can just see all of that. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
So let me
Yeah.
tell y'all this story. My
If he ain't
husband.
staring and falling in love with it, then I'm okay.
Yeah, that's different.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
still gonna be in my bed in the night shoe. It don't even matter.
Right. You about to tell a story, Vern?
I was just gonna say, so my husband now, when we were dating, he is in love. I don't know if you guys know her. Her name is Susan Taylor. She is the director of Essence. She's something with Essence. Tall black lady with the braids.
Big head. Oh.
He say that again. Oh, and he always liked her. So one day we were walking. We're in New York, so we see stars all the time. And it was a lady walking out, and she did look like her, and she was beautiful like her. And he literally was drooling, like I think I don't know if he was starstruck or if he was in love or what. But yeah, he got the good old elbow in the gut. I can tell you that.
Ooh.
No. Yeah, but she did. She got out the car. She had legs for days. She was beautiful. I mean, she was a gorgeous woman. And he looked, but he was like he was amazed. And I mean, that's gonna happen. You're gonna see someone that you're attracted to, whether you're married or not. You are human. You're going to have that attraction. That's natural. But it's the point of that line that you cross with the attraction.
Right. Right. I'm okay with Marcus looking. Sometimes I'll even point it out. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm gonna look too. Because I want one. So I mean, like, like, okay, So I'm like, oh, baby, look. So I'm okay with that. But I agree with just don't touch. Don't try to attempt to touch.
I got one for you, Kayla.
What's up?
Okay, so Marcus is at the gym. Would you be okay with him training a woman?
Oh yeah, he trains. Most of his clients are women.
Okay.
But he does let them know in advance, I do have a girlfriend, and I can tell when the ones that are being respectful and the ones that are not, and he can too. So I'm okay with that. I am.
Boundaries. Yeah.
Right. So I say all that to say is because there's so many different circumstances, like you guys are pointing out too, you have to communicate with your partner on what's okay and what is not, because it's going to differ per couple. As you can see. So what are ways that you guys communicate with your partner that, hey, this is not okay, or you better not, or whatever? What are ways that you guys do that? Whoever can go.
I told you, No, go ahead.
For me, it'd be the eye contact. It'd be that look. You know how you give a person that look like, okay, I'm going to handle you later. But it'd be that look, and it'd be like, oh, okay, like that's wrong. Okay, girl.
Yeah, I straight up say that was so disrespectful. I'll let them know like exactly how I feel. So
That's good. Sharon Byrne.
I'm sorry, say the question again. I don't know why it felt like I blinked.
You're good. She's over here getting up. Sharon getting
I
upset.
probably like I don't know
Uh,
what world I was in for just quite a second. So can you just
you're good. What are ways that you communicate to your husband that this is a boundary, you don't need to do this, or please respect my boundary, don't do this?
I'll say this, because it's taken years of trial and error to get to the point where we're at right now, to where I trust him in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't there at that point, he already knows the boundaries. There's nothing else that needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? Like, he already knows. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, like I went to his work and he's introducing me to his women that work with him and everything like that, because he just knows like I'm, just saying it's fine for me, so you just got to know the boundaries, you know what I'm saying. And I think it goes from like, it's like taught, I don't want to say like you teach your man, but you do kind of teach your man, that after a while you're not going to do that you're just not going to do that to me, you know what I'm saying, because you just hold a different type of respect in the relationship that ain't happening any longer. So
I think it's more when you first start out dating and you don't know each other. You gotta kind of like gauge each other and see and be like, But once you get past year 5, you kind of be like, now you're gonna get it when you get home. I told Sharon earlier with the sock puppet. Bam, you're gonna get hit over the head when you stop. So
no, we all want to hit our husband with the sock puppet. Okay.
Yeah,
I have a question for you, ladies.
Don't mess around. Like,
that's
for real.
right.
Why?
Yeah, that's the boundary. If you were going somewhere at work or to store or whatever, and a man stopped and was like, they know, they saw you, so they know that you have a man because they've seen you with your man, and they say, "Oh, where your man at now? Oh, I can help you with those groceries." Would you tell your man, or would you be afraid that he would come down and want to fight, or would you let it go? Like, would you say something to him, to your husband, your boyfriend?
I would. I tell Marcus everything, but I will, and I know he's not going to act rash. Like he's not going to do anything unless I felt disrespect or I'm crying or something. He's not going to do nothing. He'll take it as a compliment because he know his woman fine, So
That's
I definitely agree with Kayla, but and some like I'm very protective of my family because I know where we came from, what we work for, and things of that nature. That's why y'all don't see my husband on YouTube. Like my family, they make guest appearances. Pop out, hey, it's just a guest of a head or something because he don't play about me. So I'm not going to put him in any position to feel where I may feel like I'm disrespected, or he may feel like somebody's disrespecting me, but I may think it's nothing. So yeah, I would definitely let him know, but I kind of try to shield them from certain things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, like something like that, where your man at. I don't know if that was really like, I need to tell you this, like that.
Yeah.
You would not believe what. I mean, it's according to like how the whole conversation went down. But where your man at? He's at home. You need him.
Okay. He probably on the phone when you ask.
What'd you say, me? You need him?
Right. What about you, Sharon?
Well, I feel kind of exactly how you are, because I tell everything to my husband, like being on social media, like, and just having that spotlight on you, and like I'm like sometimes half naked, like in like bathing suits on my page, and so I get so many different things, and I just tell my husband, what is going on. I keep it 150% with my husband. I don't keep anything like, because I'm not trying to create any relationship with any man.
Right.
I'm not trying to create anything with any other man except for mine. So like if they're in my messages, it's like I'm ignoring you, or I'm gonna block you if or if you're being respectful, hey, thanks for adding, thanks for connecting. Okay, fine, we'll see where you're at right now, But if you start getting disrespectful, I'm gonna block you. There's, like
That's it.
I've had so many different people or different men say some horrible, crazy, off the wall things to me because I'm on social media. I'll just block them on site. I'll block them with blockness.
Yeah,
I tell
that block is real.
Wait a minute. What your man say in the chat, meet?
Look, they trying to put together a panel, child.
Yeah, I saw that. I ignored it.
Wait a minute.
So y'all gonna talk about the same thing we talked about?
Yeah, he said y'all doing y'all job. Yeah, y'all got to worry about these guys.
No, he did it. I didn't even see that one. Okay, Anwar. Y'all start the panel.
No,
we're gonna be right next to you
they
standing.
should do a man's panel like this, and then we can go head to head with them.
Oh, like we don't
do
push out there on the other.
Yeah.
I think they're ready.
No, they ain't ready. No,
They ain't ready.
no, because they're gonna be told
magic.
That's what happens.
Right. That's a good point you
That
brought
would
up,
really
though,
be cool.
Sharon, about the DM. And I don't understand why guys do that. I always get, hey, you married yet? That's what I always get. And I'm like, well, Marcus, okay. But, I don't understand why they do that.
They're
And
testing
I think
you.
they want to
just
see
block.
They're testing you. They want to see if they could pull you. That's all. They want to see. They want that response to be. Well, you're supposed to go back and forth. You're supposed to meet up. All that. Like you're not giving that. Don't give that energy.
No,
I ain't got time for that energy because.
Well, my favorite one when men come at me, and I love it. I'm sorry. Is the sugar daddies. Hey, you want to be a sugar baby? But wait. When Christmas come around, my birthday come around, Valentine's, ain't none of them sending me no gifts. Ain't none of them sending me no gifts. So now, where you at, sugar baby, sugar daddy? Hit me with that $1,000 cash app.
Right.
Like, get out of here.
One of my friends
Get
said
out of
that
here.
she got something like that and she did test it out and she was like, yeah, send me 1,000 to prove that it's real. Didn't send it.
Nothing.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
And I want to say on that point, especially for women, please be careful because sometimes they have these handsome, nice looking men pictures. Hey, how are you? I'm sorry to disturb you. But sometimes those are traffickers. So please be careful. Like, you don't even respond. I automatically block delete. When they say hello, how are you? Oh, how's your day? Block delete. I have no time to speak with you. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Girl is booked, busy, and blessed. I ain't got time for this.
Right.
You ain't give me no money, we ain't talking.
All of them like
that's what Uniquely said.
Goodbye.
Right. It goes back to what Uniquely said. Is it worth losing? And it is not. And I'm just like, I just don't like it. It gets on my nerves. Or the poking too. I'll go on and I'm sorry.
Oh, I
People
The poking
Still be poking you.
I'm gonna need them to take that away.
I don't think is it still there?
They'll have the wave back. It'll wave at you and you wave back.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
no, bro, I'm not even trying to wave at you. Again, I'm not even trying to create a conversation with you.
Right.
No, I don't think so.
They knew they was being messy when they created that.
They did.
What does poking mean? Okay.
Hey, Kiki Girls Journal. Hey, Love and Live Show. How are you guys? Thank you for being
Everyone
here.
said I said what I said, and Mark is gonna talk about bring the smoke, ladies. You know what? Y'all lucky y'all my brothers.
Get him, Vern. Marcus, no, he right in the next room. He knows what it is. What you doing?
We can really turn this woman's health up because we can start talking about some things that ain't gonna be fun.
Right. Who's gonna be on the couch tonight? Let's start that. No,
let's talk about, I'm just saying. We are
gonna be on the couch. Hey, honey, Michelle, living and learning. How are you? So back to our part. Well, still on our partners. Are there any boundaries that your partner has created for you that you don't necessarily agree with? And if so, how do you deal with it?
Oh, that's a great question.
So for me, Marcus, and a lot of people already know that he does not, a big boundary for him, like he will legit leave me if it gets out of hand is my smacking. He cannot stand a whole bunch of smacking, a whole bunch of noise. He understands it happens from time to time because I didn't know how much I smacked until I got with him. But he legit like does not like it at all. And so I don't understand it fully, but I get it a little bit. So I just try to be mindful. And then he knows that since I'm not used to it, he'll look at me too and be like, he'll give me a look and be like, okay, you smacking. I'm like, okay, let me stop. Because if I was a big smacker, we wouldn't even been together. We wouldn't have went past the first date. Because that's how big it is for him. Non-negotiable for him. So do you guys have anything like that?
Yeah, mine is not answering my husband's call when I'm at the mall. I don't know if it's because he think I'm spending too much money but when I'm shopping, I'm in the zone. You got to leave me alone. Stop a woman from shopping. I'd be like, sale.
That's real.
I ain't got time to answer your call. There's a sale going on.
Right.
No, but I think it's more of a safety, security reason. Like, you called me 3 times, I didn't respond. He gets worried. So I think that's a big thing for him. Like, text me back, say something. And I think that's when he gets worried.
I think the phone thing is like, because I know me. Sometimes you don't really hear your phone, or you never know. You're probably doing something. Like my phone, it can be like maybe 10 missed calls, text messages, or sometimes I'm just probably really busy. So that angers him to the core.
Yeah. I think that's like universal. I always say like and men are all carved out of the same mold, and they all say the same exact thing to us when we don't answer our phone. Like my husband be like, he'll ring my phone a couple times. If I don't answer, he'll text me and be like, I'm so tired of why you not answering. And I'm just like, I'm cleaning your house, I'm taking care of your son, like, I'm sorry, like, here I am.
What about you, Uniquely? Do you have anything?
Yeah, the same thing. The phone. It's the phone for me. He'd be like, well, you didn't see your phone ringing? I'm like, well, listen, I'm in here doing a million different things. I wasn't thinking about that phone. The phone was there.
I'm not sitting by my phone.
Yeah, I don't just walk around with it in my hand all day, sir.
I know mine.
She said,
I know with me, my phone always goes dead. I'm very bad at keeping my phone charged. And Marcus cannot stand that at all. And he'll start charging it for me. That was our solution. He'll just charge it for me because I forget. I'll go straight to bed and not even charge it and be mad the next morning when I ain't got no phone dead. So how do you guys handle those situations? Like you may not fully understand it, but how do you, I guess, compromise in a way?
Well, if I'm in the wrong, then I'm gonna apologize and be like, "Hey, listen." But if I told you, look, I'm about to be doing this, I let you know beforehand, sir. So don't come for me unless I send for you. But if he didn't know, and I was like, "Dang, babe," I'd be like, "Dang, I forgot." My bad. I try to do better.
Okay. I definitely understand. Make them understand why and how it wasn't intentional.
Marcus said you wake up with your phone at 1%.
Me too.
What we gotta do, Marcus? I do though. That's real. It'll be on 1%. I'm bad.
Hush, Marcus. Just plug it in.
Right. PBT said my lady can do mostly anything, but don't answer my phone call or pop some gum, and I have to say something. I be trying my best to hold it in and not say anything. Well, PBT, if that's your boundary.
Listen, y'all need to blame Beyonce for that. Y'all need to blame Beyonce for the popping of the gum.
Right.
She be, that's her. And we be thinking we Beyonce some days, okay?
And we looking cute, twirling it. And... okay. Come on. Sharon, how do you communicate it?
I think it depends on what the situation is, in terms of like what I will, because like I'm a wife. I love my husband. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that it gets taken care of. Even if I don't like it, I may not tell him about it, but I will just still do it. You know what I'm saying? Like But so in that respect, like there are it just again it just depends on like the situation for me, because like because my husband doesn't like it when the house is dirty. I mean, and I'm like, like there may be a couple things out of place, but then he comes home and he's like, so, and for me, I just get like a little upset, because I'm like, dude, like what? Like, I was a little busy, so what I do, and I just try to just make sure that the house is clean before he gets home. Just make sure these like little check marks are done so that it just creates a different atmosphere in the household. You know what I'm saying? Like always keep, so whatever it takes to make sure that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? We're not creating another argument over something stupid, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this cup didn't get washed. Like, okay, bro, like we'll just wash the cup. You know what I'm saying? So
I have a question for you ladies.
Yeah.
Would you all consider yourselves submissive?
That's a good one.
Right. I'm gonna say yes. And I'm gonna share with you why. Because like first of all, I like being a good wife, but I'm not a pushover. I am definitely not a pushover, but I do like being a good wife. So like that for me, like it don't matter what it takes for me to be a good wife, to make sure the house clean, the food is cooked, dessert, whatever it takes, I'm gonna do it. And that's gonna get done. But you're not gonna do anything, that's gonna make me upset, and he knows it. And so in that respect,
I think for me, I feel like I'm on the teeter-totter, like a little bit. Like I feel like I'm submissive, but at the same time, if there's something that's like non-negotiable, like bro, you tried it, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna be like, that's not gonna happen, but let's come to a compromise, So I feel like I teeter-totter depending on what it is and how I feel about it. Is it crossing my morals or values, or is it something that I can do?
Yeah, it's definitely according to the delivery and what it is.
That part.
Yeah.
There are 2 questions in the chat. You guys, please put a star, but I do see them. I'm gonna have Kayla just write the name down and she can go back. Legendary Beauty at 723, and then the other one was Lon Will at 722. But before we answer your questions, guys, let the panel finish. I think Neat didn't go.
I finished.
Yeah,
okay.
What about you, Uniquely? You didn't answer your own question.
Oh, I didn't, did I?
No, you didn't.
There's so many ways, I guess. Like I have to clean because I'm cleaning behind the kids. I have to cook because everybody got to eat. I got to eat. It's like certain things that I have to do anyway. So I don't really see it as being submissive. I think they're both equally yoked. And yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
think
I'll be honest. I've been married twice, and yes, I used to be. I'm not gonna lie. I was very much housewife. I was the taxi mom, taking the kids to games, picking them up, taking their friends, doing this. But honey, when that last one got 18, herself. Look, I don't cook. I'll clean. Of course, you gotta clean. That's just necessary. But I don't cook. I haven't cooked in years. But I make great reservations.
Okay.
What you eat, Brilliant? What you eat?
Right.
He cooked.
Oh.
Nancy a chef.
What? I'm like that too, Vern. Marcus is a separate relationship. I cook here and there,
But that's different, Kayla. So I mean, y'all are like, not married. So you really don't.
Oh, okay. I got to pass.
Kind of.
Okay.
I mean, but if you're preparing to be wifey material, then of course you would, kind of do those little things a little.
Okay.
Yeah. Holidays, birthdays. You know how you give certain treats for certain times.
Last birthday, I made some chips and dip.
Not chips and dip.
We had some chips and dip. I got him a nice cake. We had a little party.
Oh,
Got it.
okay.
I'm working on
We
it.
said, oh, okay.
Look, is that why I ain't got it yet?
Black Martha Stewart over here. I'd be like, for my husband's birthday, I'm like, I'm gonna bring Texas Roadhouse to you, child. I'm gonna make you the steak and the shrimp and the biscuits, the salad, the corn, the baked potato, all the things. I'm gonna serve it to you, honey. I'm gonna
tell the girls they can come say hi.
You know, like
if they want.
I'm sometimes I'm like, I get so annoyed with myself and I'm like, dang, you spoiled. But I'm just like, here's your plate. Because I did it, you know, I spoiled my own husband by serving him every meal. You know what I'm saying? When he's not home, I make sure his plate is ready for him. Like, child, like.
Me and I get out the chat. Can somebody block him?
Get
Kayla need to. He said Kayla need to recreate all of the control.
Don't do Kayla like that. She already said chips and dip.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
You just opened yourself up to a horrible challenge.
Okay.
Girl.
I have a guest that want to say hello. Say hi. Wait, they can't see you. Say hello.
Oh, hi,
This is Lena, my granddaughter.
hi,
Y'all, some of y'all probably remember her.
Hi, pretty girl. I love your shade.
I need those glasses.
Here,
She said we gonna
don't break them.
coordinate.
You want my
Okay.
clappers. Bye. I love you.
Hey, YouTube friends.
Oh, my daughter.
Hi.
Sneak peek. Bye. Y'all see me.
Mama.
Your crab daughter. My crab daughter said hello too.
So Kayla, do you don't, just curious, so you don't know how to cook at all, or you just kind of?
So just to be honest, so before I met Marcus, I was in a 6-year relationship and we were engaged, and I cut it off 4 months before we were supposed to get married.
Oh, I was gonna say 4 minutes, girl.
No, 4 months. I'm sorry. But he always wanted everything cooked all the time. And when he came, and he just wore me out. And when I got with Marcus, which I'm sorry, Marcus, you got the, the worst half.
You got the unfinished version.
Yes, I got tired of cooking. So now I have to, I guess, find the fun in it again.
Oh.
I don't want to do it. I'm just like, I'm tired. So eventually, and he's very nice about it and everything, but I know he gets tired of it. Whenever I cook any little thing, some baked chicken and some broccoli, he just a cheese. So yeah, that's why I just get tired. I just got tired from the last one, and I needed a break. I've had a long break, but I think I spoiled vacation.
Girl, Marcus is everything. You better start catering to your man, girl.
I know. I need to.
Beyonce. The song in my head, Destiny's Child, Cater to You, just came straight up in my head. Just cater to
No,
you.
Marcus says she's really trying to get back in the kitchen. Oh,
taking your time with her, and
yeah, just be patient with her. Thank
you for being patient with my lovely sister.
Right.
Yeah.
We got her, Marcus. She gonna be good. Don't worry.
She gonna be good
tonight.
We got a lot of experience
how to cook
up
from
here.
scratch. I'll show you how to cook everything, girl.
Who's that child? Marcus over there hungry.
He is probably. I'll cook tomorrow. I got my sisters here to help me push. Okay.
That's right. We got you.
Let me go back to the questions.
That would be fun. We should do that on one of these.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Cooking or
but you know what? Once they get settled, it'll just smooth out, because now you're going through the rough part,
Yeah.
So
if y'all say so. Okay.
Dang.
I say the honeymooning is like when you're like just dating and everything, because like the real work happens when you begin to get married. That's when it really works, because at that point you're not just walking out, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much more attached to that, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so you're really working to make sure that it's just going to work.
So yeah, she don't want to repeat the same thing over again. That's how I feel.
Yeah, because I feel like I get a lot of energy to that relationship for it not even to go right, and it went too long because of me. Honestly, I should have left a long time ago, but I just give a lot of energy, and not saying Marcus isn't worth the energy. I just gotta get my energy back up for that. And honestly, I just don't like cooking either, though. It was more forcing for the last one, and Marcus don't force
Well, if you
me.
got a
So.
man that cooks, then praise God, girl. Shoot, I bred my husband from the kitchen. Shoot.
I need to be on your level. I'll hit you up, girl. Okay, this question: what if it goes against your values? Are you still going to do it if you don't like it? Our boundaries. I'm assuming when we're talking about with our partners.
Oh no, ma'am.
Yeah.
No.
It's a no for me.
Yeah, it's a no for me too. If it goes against my values, I'm not doing it. And honestly, that might be a sign that if you ain't crossed that next hurdle yet, then I don't need to be with you. If it's just a relationship, a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. Does any of your men have a problem with you walking around naked? No, not mine.
I think they prefer it.
If I'm walking around naked, that's like a sign.
That's right.
That's a sign. That's a sign from heaven for him saying that we're ready. Like,
you know what that reminds me of? I'm glad she said that. I don't know if you guys have been seeing this on social media where the girl is cooking at the stove and the husband or the boyfriend comes in and he doesn't smack her on her backside. And she's like, hold on, do we got a problem here? Like, what happened?
I haven't seen that.
So that's no one's man has a problem with that. Okay. Hey, Nikki.
Hey,
Hey, this is Shaquita. How are you? I hope I'm saying your name right. Hey, BGP. I got to get used to the new name.
Right. Welcome in.
Thanks for being here, guys. Vernell said,
Hey, life
so
would
you
be
can't take your
Laura
own stuff,
Moya.
add to
Hi.
your relationship. Marcus did not do anything. So yeah, you're right. And it's something I got to work on. I really do. I really do. You're right, Vernell. That's why I got, all y'all in the chat to help me encourage this child.
Well, I had a question before we go on with back to like the health for women, for Black women. Do you feel, and you can say no, that doctors look at Black women sometimes as if we can feel the pain and they don't like to give us medicine to make us, when we say we're in pain and they don't necessarily feel that we're in pain. Do you feel that?
Sometimes at the ER, but my personal physicians that I handpick, no, they not gonna play with me. They know I'm gonna call them if it's urgent. They're gonna get me together. But yeah, I have experienced that at the ER before.
I haven't experienced that, but I do feel that sometimes I don't want to say not heard, but that's kind of how I feel. Like some physicians I've had will like be yawning every time we talk on the phone or even in person. Yeah. And I had to let that one go. Yeah. Was yawning. So that made me feel some type of way, but that's the only thing I've experienced.
Like they don't understand the severity of how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had real fast to get you out of the office?
Yeah.
Like they'll talk real fast to get you out the office.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like, sir, listen. You.
Come back. Let me come at you.
I have an issue and you're going to fix it. Okay.
Have you sitting in the waiting room for 2 hours and you in the office for 15 minutes? You're like, wait a minute, this is not equating. This is not, this math ain't mathing. Hold on.
Or have you waiting in the doctor's office? That's for me. 4 hours waiting. Sometimes I got to take the whole day off.
Wow.
And it goes back to our last slide when I talked about insurance. Your health insurance definitely matters. I don't care what nobody say. Your insurance definitely matters.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was dealing with the workman's comp and everything, and I had to go through all of that, they weren't listening to me at all, and still, even then, they actually told me and it's so funny because when you talk with people, like they're like, I'm like, did you had surgery with your partially? Oh yeah, I had surgery with my partially torn. They told me that they could not do surgery on my partially torn rotator cuff. They said they have to wait. I said, so you guys, I said, like, I was like super like not happy at that point. I said, so you guys are waiting for me to like for it to like just basically just completely be whisked away before you're gonna touch it? They're like, yeah, that's when. I'm like, are you serious? You And so I still have like a partially turned rotator cuff and everything because they refused to do the surgery on it.
Mm.
I'm sorry. Good grief.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I go get a second, third, fourth,
Uh
fifth,
huh.
seventh,
Oh,
eighth.
honey, I went. I did all their little things. I did
Yeah.
every. I had every. I did the first. I had a 1, 2, 3. I even had a fourth one, and another doctor come in that was like a mediator type doctor and everything. Because when you actually take it higher and go, I'm not going to just take your word for it. You have
Yeah.
to a whole nother doctor that has nothing to do with any of the things because they want to make sure that you're not lying. They want to make sure, you know what I'm saying? So they have another doctor and then they have to deem all the things and all of that. It was actually ridiculous. And through that, I'm now 40% disabled in my left arm. And
Mm.
so I can't go
Mm.
I can't go do regular work because I can't pick up anything past like 20 pounds and everything on my left arm at all. And it looked super, super deformed for a very, very long time. Like I like just standing, my arm looked crazy, you know? So like it just was like, you guys are just like trying to just make me look like I'm just like freaking punked up, you know what I'm saying? And like you know, and they just were like, and then they were like the medication. They were trying to just completely drug me up, you know. So I couldn't do Norco. So they're like, well, you can take like you can take Percocet. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll take your Percocet because at that time the level of pain was just so high. It was just I needed something. So I was like, okay, I'll take your Percocet. You know, but I'm only going to take it at night because I don't want my son to see me taking medicine. You know what I'm saying? So I took that Percocet for however long. Then they were like, oh, well, you need to take now Flexeril. And I was like, okay. So I was like, just playing their game, you know. I'm like, fine, I'll take their Flexeril. That sucker took me out. So I was like, you guys are just trying to drug me up. They're like, well, you need to take your Percocet 3 times a day, and you need to take Flexeril 2 times a day. I said, I would be done. I have a son. You're not going to drug me up like that. I don't think so. I would be incoherent. You know what I'm saying? And so that's like, and it just kind of like rubbed a whole different way because when I was a kid, my mom has degenerative disc disease, and in 1992 or 4 something, yeah, 1982, she had surgery, and so she was taking medication, and they gradually gave her. They started her at 5s of like OxyContin, and now like my mom, you know, is trying to wean herself off of 80, you know, 80 milligrams of Oxycontin and everything, taking, you know, 500 milligrams of Oxycontin a day. You know what I'm saying? And so they basically try to make us like drug addicts and everything like that, just legal drug addicts. And so I was like, you are not about to do this to me because you did it to my mom.
That is how people get addicted for real to pain meds.
Yeah, the opioids is real.
Yeah.
It is.
Have you guys ever felt like your doctor did not have a good bedside manner or did have a good bedside manner? Because some of us get doctors where they have the best bedside manner, including nurses. Some of them are so good. But I've been, you know, around a couple of doctors that were like rude, and especially with female anatomy when they're giving us our yearly, you know, some of the men, that I had were really, really nice. Said, well, I'm getting ready to do this. So does this hurt or whatever? And then I had some women that were really rough. And I'm like, you should understand. You should know. Why would you do that? Have fun.
Not helpful.
Oh my goodness. I've had some well, all of my surgeons and my doctors have had very good bedside manner. It be the nurses.
Yes.
It be like they just
Yes.
I mean, they be like, well, I want to say they automatically think that I have like high blood pressure or diabetes because I'm overweight. Like they just look at me like they be surprised. They check my pressure. They be like, "Oh my God, your pressure is perfect."
Really? Yeah, they be surprised. Right.
You think I just like you know it is what it is. Like I just hate that. It just grinds my gears. I'm sorry.
It's that prejudging.
Yeah,
Right.
they
Yeah.
judge you because of what you look like.
Yeah. I haven't had an issue like that. Mine is just that yawning, like I said. And look, that was recent. I said, oh, he got
Yeah,
to
that
go.
was rude. I'm like,
Yeah. I'm
sir.
like, the first time I was like, okay, it's all right. But then you do it over the phone and then in person. When I come to my appointment last week, I was like, oh, no, moving on.
Mm.
So
What would you ladies say to I'm saying women because we're talking about women, men too, but women that maybe were chunky when they were young and then they wanted to lose weight as they got older, like in their teens and 20s, or maybe if a woman had a baby and she gained a lot of weight and she wanted to lose weight, but she just couldn't get rid of that stubborn either belly fat or just the excess 10-15 pounds like in COVID or whatever. What would you say to them and how should they go about it? Because I know that KaylaMar, Sharon, and me and I all do like the weight loss stuff. And I know with Uniquely, she had the issue with the baby. So what would you guys say to people that were like, I need to get this off of me? What would be the first thing you would say to them? Besides diet pills, because I know we ain't doing that.
I would say first, are you mentally ready? Because if you're not mentally ready to take that step, and like Sharon was saying yesterday on PBE's live, if you're not ready, you're not going to fully commit, and you're not going to remain consistent because it's going to take longer than a month or two. It's gonna take some time. So that would be my first thing: is are you ready to make that mental adjustment to actually do it? Sharon.
I would say like do small things each and every day that are going to allow you to see that result. So like what small thing can you do right now that seems small that will add up to something big? So I always say like start with portion control instead of like eating off of a big plate. I say maybe eat off of a small plate and start there and being consistent there because that will show you consistent results over time as opposed to you going, oh my gosh, I'm not going to eat this at all. I'm not going to eat dinner. I'm not going to eat that. Like, you don't need to do any of those drastic things. Just start small and be consistent in that one thing.
Yeah, I do agree. Baby steps is the best way because otherwise you can train your mind to get on track. So as you everything something small every day, whether it be okay, so for breakfast, instead of me making like a full-fledged breakfast, let me just have a protein shake, then maybe something, more sensible for dinner, just start creating a different way of thinking or whatever. And then, like I said, baby steps. Baby steps will definitely get you on the right track.
Yeah, because once you start doing that baby step consistently, it's going to turn into a habit,
Yeah.
which will build and build and turn into a big step
Because it
eventually.
only takes 21 days to break a habit. Like
Yeah.
that really is a fact.
Yep.
Right.
I live by that. So,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I agree with that statement as well. And it
Kayla,
takes
check
90 days
Kayla, check the
to
comments
create
in
a
private.
it takes 90 days to create that a habit into a discipline. So if you
mm-hmm.
continue on with that good habit, so let's just say you started with portion control and you
Mm-hmm.
did that for 21 to 30 days. Now you created a habit. Keep going, and
Yep.
now you're going to create that discipline, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what's going to allow you to go. You know what? Like, doesn't matter what's happening. You're like, oh, you're automatic in
Yep.
it. Like I'm automatically just going to eat this amount of food. I'm
Mm-hmm.
automatically going to drink my water. I'm automatically going to take my supplements. I'm automatically going to walk. Like that's when that happens.
Mm.
I would definitely say what they said, all that they said, and also and also to celebrate yourself where you at. Because how you gonna get to the next level if you're not comfortable with yourself where you are
Yeah.
right now?
That's true.
You love on yourself, baby, no matter what you look like, what your weight is. That's on period. Y'all know I am an inclusive queen, okay? I'm gonna include everybody. And that's
Right.
just
Mm-hmm.
what it is because nobody knows the next person's struggle. You don't know what that person is struggling with mentally, physically, or emotionally to get to where they want to be. And just
Mm-hmm.
because they look a certain way or because they are a certain way doesn't mean that that's how they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
There was
So
something I heard someone say once. It was a reel. That's what it was. It said you don't have to be skinny to be pretty, and I was like, heck yeah, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to be. It's all about the health and are you happy?
Yep.
Right.
yeah.
That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Edna, how are you?
Hey,
Well,
Edna.
skinny is not actually healthy, because there can be skinny people and they have like this thing called skinny fat,
Come on.
where basically you're skinny, but you have all this like extra fat on you and
Yeah.
everything. It's just like you may look like you have it together, but you can't even walk up a flight of stairs. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, and you're, you may be skinny as a rail, but your endurance is just jacked, And
Stairs
so,
will definitely let you know where you are in your journey, okay?
50% says, say it again.
Look.
Amen.
Yeah, so we have a question. Is there anything you noticed about your husbands that right away you knew they were the one? Also, was there anything about your husbands you thought was a deal breaker at first but have gotten past? Whoever wants to take that.
So
Okay.
mine was smoking. My husband is a smoker and I can't stand it. I tried marijuana when I was like 17 and I didn't get it. I was like, okay, what's the fun in that? I don't know. But yeah, and he's still a smoker today and I can't stand it. I can tell when he lights it, he could be in the basement and I can smell it up in the attic. It's like, but after a while you do get over it. And my first husband, he wasn't a smoker, but yeah, I don't like smokers, but I guess he wasn't going nowhere, so I guess I had to accept it.
And how did you know that he was the one? Or was there anything about your
Excuse
husband?
me, he knew I was the one. Let's get
okay.
this right. Okay, he knew I was the one. Okay, he used to call me and never get my name right. He used to always say Lorraine or something. He would never say Lorraine. So I was like, "You have the wrong number, sir. Nobody's here by that name." He did like 4 or 5 times, and he was like, "Yo, I was trying to call that girl, and her number was, I said, who are you trying to call? Because my name ain't Lorraine."
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to get to know me, you would get my name right, sir.
Facts.
I bet you got it right that next time.
What about you, Nate?
I'm really right,
I wouldn't say deal breaker that I got past, but how I knew right away is when we were in college. If anybody follows the channel, they will know the story. Like when my husband, he came I was this country girl from small town. We were meeting up for a track meet when my husband came from the track meet. I think it was in wherever the track meet was. He actually caught a bus. Catching a bus, that is like right now I would never ever catch a bus. Like that is it's long as our drone. He caught a bus to where we should have had the track meet at. I did not make it. He actually had to get a rental car to come, and he had like, I think it was like 4 friends or whatever. I don't even know if we actually told this all the way in detail. He had gathered 4 people to ride with him, brought them, came all the way to where I live because my stepfather would not bring me to the track meet. He brought 4 friends with them. They drove a long road trip. It was over like 10 hours to come and pick me up and take me back to Tuscaloosa. When I tell you, I was like, okay, I never ever felt the love like this before, but that's when I knew my husband was the one.
I thought she just smiling ear to ear.
Yeah.
What about you, Sharon?
It's gonna sound silly. Well, but it's not. So I was like, we're driving to a friend's house. Me and my boyfriend at the time, now my husband. So we were driving to a friend's house, and he pops into the CD player in Vogue, and then he turns it on to like. What's that song? What's it gonna be? Cause I was like, oh my God, this is so my man. This is so my. I was done. Because first of all, if y'all don't even know, my husband is a white man. So for him to have In Vogue, because like all he like played for me was like Metallica and like, Mudvayne and all these like different, like
Heavy
rock
metal.
bands and everything like that. But then when he turned on that In Vogue and he's like, this is my favorite jam, I was like, oh, okay.
Go Mike! Go Mike! Go Mike!
We're done. That was it. That was it for me.
Go ahead, Eunice, please.
That's when I knew. But one of his
Yes,
deal
Mike.
breakers was he actually does smacks. See, I don't smack, my husband smacks. And he when he eats, like, it's just I just had to just silence and like just I don't
I'm
even know.
trying to imagine this smacking thing.
I don't even know. But he'd be like eating and it's just like and I'm just like,
That's it.
I love you. And I just seriously just go, okay, it's fine. Like, and then he'll go, like he'll eat food and be like, so good. And at first it used to totally like annoy me. But then like when he was eating my food, I was like, okay, it's fine.
Because it's your food.
I can't.
Oh my goodness.
What about you, uniquely?
When I was younger, I would definitely say that I didn't want to be anybody's baby mama, and I didn't want to deal with a man that already had kids. But my husband's situation was different. With my stepson, his mom left him when he was 3 months, so it was like a different situation. So that was the deal breaker that I got over so far as when it came to men, period, as a whole. And one thing how I noticed that he was the one is because my husband is 5 years younger than me, by the way. He's very mature for his age. Like this little boy courted me. I called him a little boy then, but he's a man. Don't play with him. He courted me very, very well. Like we met at work, and I will always go to this cupcake place. They had like these huge cupcakes. He'd be like, "You ain't got my cupcake today?" I'm like, "No, I ain't got nothing for you, sir." But he just was, very protective. And I grew up having to be protective over a lot of people, but I didn't have that person to be that protective over me. But that's how basically he won me over. He's extremely protective over me. Like I say, he don't play about me. So yeah, that's how I knew he was the one.
I will send you what you need.
That's it.
Did you answer the question, Kayla?
I mean, I can, manifest. Okay. So
Come on.
So with me, me and Marcus met online, Bumble, as some of you guys know. And so we met on Bumble, and then 3 days later, we went ahead and met in person. And after that, 2 weeks later, we became official. And then 2 weeks later, we moved in with each other. And we've been stuck with each other since. And then 4 months after that, we went ahead and started our business, which is KaylaMar. So ever since I met him, everything has been easy. Coming from a relationship where everything was hard and horrible, it was easy. And what thing that stuck out me with Marcus was the fact that I didn't have to hit him up to see how he was doing first. I didn't have to ask him to hang out. He asked me to hang out every day, which is why it was so easy to move in with him, because we were already seeing each other every day. I was over there, he was at my place, either way. And it just kind of worked to where my lease was up and me and my roommate were separating, and Marcus just offered. And I was like, okay, and daddy didn't like it too much, but
He didn't want a homeless
for 30
girlfriend.
days. But I just knew that Marcus was the one, and it was just easy. So
he didn't want a homeless girlfriend, Kayla.
well, I had a place to go, but he just wanted me next to him.
PBD's question is next. I'm gonna have you read it, and then I'm gonna read you something that I pulled up.
Ooh.
Okay. Do women have gout? Oh, okay. I spent 4 days in the hospital a few years ago and was told that I had an infection in my foot. Turned out to be gout. I was on antibiotics for the wrong diagnosis. Wow.
Okay, so it says about gout. This condition mainly affects men over 30 and women after the menopause. Overall, gout is more common in men than women. Gout can be extremely painful and debilitating, but treatments are available to help relieve the symptoms and prevent further attacks. They call that the rich man's disease, but we know it's not. But yeah, women can get it, and they say usually women get it after menopause. So
yeah, my grandma has it, and she's out over menopause. So yeah, and I'm sorry, PBT. That's rough.
It's painful. It's
Right.
very
Yeah.
Dang.
Prayers,
Sorry you
prayers.
had to go through that.
Hey, Laura Moya. PBT has
Laura.
another
Hey,
question.
Laura.
Hey, Black Universe, what's up?
Hey, my Black Universe.
Hey, Bernadette Matthews Lewis. Hello. She said that's the type of love she want. I hear you.
PBT had another question.
Before you
go ahead.
to that one for him, for me, I'm almost like uniquely like I didn't want to go with anyone that had to, especially because I was a widow getting ready to go. But I wasn't looking. When I tell you I was not looking at all, like I didn't even see him. Like really, my husband there, I didn't see him. But I was at the point where what man is gonna want a woman that has 4 children? So that was my mindset at the time. It wasn't like I was looking for a man because I was like, I'm not gonna find one. I was like, well, this is just gonna be the rest of my life. I'm gonna be alone and raising these children and maybe pulling on family or whatever the case was. And I just happened to meet him by happenstance through a friend. And yeah, I'm like you, Kayla. We met, and after he didn't get my name right a few times, he got it right. And ever since then, it was like we were just connected. And believe me, I was not looking at it, but that's how God works. He knew what I needed at the time. So.
This is we answer PBT's question. This is a good tip from Vernell. Also, baby steps, get the children's plate with the dividers, or they'll have a mid Walmart for the notes to separate your food. That's really smart.
That's a good
thought
idea.
about that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Did I get all the questions?
Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you guys for coming in. Hey, Carter's Eats. Hey, Carter's Eats.
Hey, Charlene Hill. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is meat or Anwar? Sorry, real men don't care about how many kids you got. You can cook a steak and make a giggle. What is a giggle? Am I missing something?
Make me giggle.
Oh, make me giggle. I read it wrong. Okay. What to say? What? Okay, so let me see. Sorry, y'all.
Hey, Carter's Eats and an OG also with me along in these YouTube streets. We've been out in these streets for a minute, baby. Yes.
Yes.
Welcome.
So, since we're talking about relationships, what sort of boundaries might you see in a healthy relationship?
Say that again.
What type of boundaries will you see in healthy relationships? Like, what type of boundaries do you think are healthy within your relationship?
I mentioned triggers earlier. I'm trying to think because we've been together for so long. But knowing each other's triggers, if I know that it's something that's not healthy for him, or he knows that it's something that's not healthy for me, then we know just not to go there with each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And not hitting below the belt.
Yeah, fight fair.
Like, just stop and think about, fight fair, stop before you know, we all adults, we have growth. We know what would hurt them if we said that. So we have to remember, be like, okay, you know, if he said that to me, how would I feel? So, you know, I think that's, you know, and also if you have children, making sure that you and your spouse are on the same page, because the kids will try to play you
both sides. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Meet or Sharon, do you have any healthy boundaries that you think other couples should implement?
I would say be okay with like your significant other having space. You know, for me, like when because my husband has like a super ultimate best friend. Like they've been friends for like 40 years. So like he will go over to his house and like stay the night, or he will come over here and stay the night and hang out and do all those things and do boy stuff. And at first, when that was happening, I would be like, he's taking my time. He like all this and that. Like we have kids. What's going on? Whoop, 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 all this and that. But then through the years, I started to get more mature about it and be, okay, you know what? When he's gone, I have my space. Then when we come together, it's all good. You know, like last night I was saying that me and my husband are like peas and carrots. Like peas and carrots are good. Peas are good on their own. Carrots are good on their own. But when we're together, we are absolutely amazing. So when I'm okay with him spending time on his own. Like I don't need to be all up his butt every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be, you know, if he wants to have a guy's trip, he can go with go. bye, love you, come back to me in the week when the weekend is done, and we'll love each other then. You know what I'm saying? Even more. But I had to be okay with that type of situation and not be so upset and jealous that he's having time with his friends or he's taking my time or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I feel you with that because my love language is time. So
Yeah.
all the time I can get, that's what I want. So, I mean, Marcus, most of his friends are out of state, but even when he's on the phone, I'd be like, you know, whatever. Like, I'm free watching TV on this cold couch by myself. Where my man, you know, whatever. But I had to get used to that too as well. So communicating that
I
as
so
well.
agree. I was about to say communication. Yeah.
Having to communicate it because he'll be like, "Why are you mad?" And he'll just know when I'm mad. I'm like,
Right.
because you know, and
They
then I
already
tell
know.
him why. So I feel that. Uniquely, did you have any positive, healthy boundaries that couples should implement?
Yeah, no, I said it in the beginning. Triggers.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did. I'm sorry. You sure did. Hey, Trap Vision, how are you?
Hey, Trap.
Hey, Share, excuse me, how are you? Hey, Vibes with the Thompson family. Thank you all for being here. These are my lovely sisters of the Women's Health Live. We're going over just different things that women struggle with. If you have any questions, put a star and then your question. I like to think of us of low key, the view and the real. Okay.
Come on now.
So,
On YouTube, listen, don't play. We got to come up with a name, y'all.
I know we do. If y'all got name suggestions, you know, put them in there. You know, we'll think about it.
I don't know if we answered this question, but it was from Instagram. The young lady asked the pros and cons of pregnancy in the late 40s. That was from Miss Lopez Speaks. So I don't know if anyone had a child in their late 40s, but just in general, what are your pros and cons of having, being pregnant? It's not easy on the body of a woman. Your mental capacity, your body changes, your attitude changes. People don't realize your hormone changes. So did anybody have any good or bad experience with having a pregnancy, or if you want to talk about it? But that's the question that she asked.
I believe that I had family members like my aunts who've had children in their 40s, and the only thing that they were told were that they were high risk because of their age, only because of their age, nothing else. Other than that, I don't know about like before your 40 or in your 40s. However, I will say that I have had high risk pregnancies. I elected to be on bed rest because of my personal situation, but that's it.
Anyone else struggles with pregnancies?
Well, I know my first one was a C-section, and that was not fun. And she was very, very little when she was born, and she looked like a fish, like a tadpole. I thought she was the ugliest baby, but I was like, "Oh, who little ugly baby? Child, it was mine." I was like, "Okay." Listen, babies are cute, but they're not cute when they first born because they're all pale and white, and they're not cute. So I didn't know it was my first child, after I had the C-section. But just going through anemia and having maybe a possible blood transfusion, that wasn't fun. Again, taking those horse pills, they are disgusting and they are so big to swallow. The worst thing for me was that sugar test. Oh my good. I hate, and I don't like orange nothing. All they had was orange. Oh my goodness.
Just make sure
that was nasty. That was horrible.
Oh, what's the sugar test for those that don't know?
It's a test of corn syrup, I guess.
So
what it
nasty.
is. It is nasty. It's so sweet. And what is it? The test, uniquely, it's like to test the blood levels or something.
I think it's not your hemoglobin, it's your
yeah, is it the glucose?
It's your glucose. Yeah. Glucose. Okay, I knew I was somewhere in the area.
It's horrible.
But pregnant women, they have to take that test. I think now they have like grape and lime and whatever. But back then they only had orange, and it was disgusting.
It's still nasty.
All y'all's faces, just let me know.
Nasty.
From the
Just
floor,
make sure that sucker is cold. I'm telling you, that's
Yeah.
what it helps it. It helps
Please
it.
go. Just knock it back, hold your nose or something while you drinking
For
it.
real.
Good Lord.
And then you pregnant, so you already nauseous. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The nausea when you first get pregnant, like the first 3 months, the morning sickness, you could smell anything and be sick to your stomach. That, but after you get over that, then you realize I'm gonna have this beautiful baby at the end. God willing, everything goes well.
It
You have
doesn't
this
go good for
beautiful bundle
everybody.
of joy at the end of all of this 9 months. Huh, Sharon?
I said it doesn't go away for everybody, Fern.
Because
I grew up like all my whole pregnancy, so not everybody has an amazing pregnancy like that, So I threw up all up into the day I delivered, child.
Wow.
Yes, but I will. I didn't mean to cut you off. So
no, go ahead.
But what I will also say too is that as women, you need to know like how things work in the hospital. Don't you go up in there not knowing how it works, okay? Because they will sandwich you into getting a C-section. There's just a certain way that they will put you into this and you just can't get out. You're kind of just like in this web of the way they put it in. And I'm just telling you this because every woman needs to know that, like, if they start giving you Cervidil, run, because at that point they're trying to open up your cervix that is not really ready yet or needs to be ready because you need to deliver because you're past term or whatnot. So once they do that, then they start breaking your water. Then all of a sudden you have 24 hours until you have to actually deliver. And if you don't deliver in the 24 hours, then you have to have a C-section. So you need to know how it works so that like you're not out in these streets, thinking that you want to have a natural birth. And then all of a sudden these actual things start happening to you while you're in the hospital and you have no other recourse but to have a C-section, because at that point it's between now they're telling you that there's no amniotic fluid in the sac any longer because it's been 24 hours, and so of course you can't get more fluid in there, so you have to deliver in C-section. So they just kind of sandwich you into like a certain way. So I would just say be very, very knowledgeable on how everything works, and like the stream of events, the lemony snippets of events that actually happen for you to actually have a C-section. Because I went in there thinking that I was going to have my, natural birth, and that did not happen at all because of the way they put me in there. Oh, well, we have to open up your cervix. Oh, we have to do this. Oh, now we have to use the Pitocin. Oh, now you have to break up your water bag. Oh, now because it's been 24 hours, now we have to do a C-section, And then going back to the bedside manner, my doctor was not there. So I had this other doctor just doing this to me going, are you going to do your C-section? And and just being just so horrible in that moment for me, you know what I'm saying? So horrible bedside manner, all of it. Like, yeah, just know what you really want. Have your own birth plan. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but just be knowledgeable. Amen.
Thank you, Sharon. I love learning everything from you guys. I really do. Demit, did you answer the question?
I did.
Go ahead, girl. Oh, she don't want to. You don't have anything bad?
What y'all say?
She probably forgot what the question was by now. I'm trying to see. Brain fog.
I know. You said any complications during pregnancy? Well, anything happen? The only thing I know now, and it makes sense, like the only thing that I had and I got while I was pregnant was high blood pressure. And I think they tried to, ever since like my very first pregnancy, it was something they tried to hold over my head, but that's something I do not claim. I will not claim. I don't meds, whatever. But that was the only thing. Like, of course, I had the morning sickness or whatever. But the only thing that I know that happened while I was pregnant was high blood pressure. And of course, that came with weight and all that and genetic history or whatever. So My bad, y'all. I was in a.
You good?
That's okay.
I was reading the chat. I'm so sorry. I was all.
I know. I'm trying to read the
I
text.
did it too.
So,
Like deer in the headlight.
Trap, to answer your question, I no longer feel pain, but I did for at least 10 years after.
Really?
And the scar tissue was something that was really, really an issue for me. And they actually had to go in and resuture, I guess that's what you call it. They had to go in and resuture, but like the first 10 years, yes, I would feel it, but now I don't. I think it's just part of my body now. But yeah, in the beginning, yeah, it's just like anything else. I broke my foot a few years ago in 2015, and I still feel the pain today. Like if I'm walking, I'll get a sharp pain. If it's raining or it's snowing, like I'll still get pain. They originally had the screws and they had to take them out, so it was awful. But yeah, my porch had collapsed, and they I had surgery. I did put a question in, and that's my last question. It's right under this one.
But hold on, before
would
you
say-
go on,
I want to
I'm
touch on
sorry.
that too,
Yeah.
because it is a real thing like that. I have been, my son is 12 and it's still kind of numb down there.
That's
And
what I was
it's
gonna
so
say.
interesting because I was like, dude, and I'm like, I'm like, why is it still numb? Because you can't feel, like, I'm like, what type of stuff did they put down there that, you know what I'm saying? That it's so, and then it's itchy because it's still numb, and so yeah, my son is 12. That stuff is crazy, like just crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I'm kind of the opposite of Vern. It doesn't hurt because it's numb. Like it's still numb right there. And I don't know. I did experience some scar tissue because the surgery prior to the C-section was like a mini C-section where they had to make an incision for my open surgery. But yeah, I experienced the scar tissue and it's numb. Like I was like, okay, like
Did you ladies have a bikini cut, or did you get the straight up and down?
They don't do the straight up and down no more. That make you feel like a butt.
No, I didn't know. What did you get?
I don't. Well, no, I got a bikini cut. Mine
Me
is
too.
really low though, and you can't even tell nothing came out of there. Like it's barely there, but I know where it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sharon, what did you get?
I had a C-section, the same.
Did you get the bikini?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I have the no, but I know some women that do have it straight down.
Yeah, I had my godmom had it straight up and down. Her stomach looked like a butt. I used to, I was that kid that said things. You just say things. I was that kid, right? And I was like, God, your stomach look like a butt. Like I used to tell that all the time. And she had to tell me what happened. I was like, well, why would they do? Like I had no understanding as to why they would cut you straight up and down like that.
No, not a butt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just picturing in my head, so I'm kind of like,
Right.
If
If they split your stomach straight up and down,
your face.
If you're a chunky woman, then it look like a butt. It look like two breasts. Like,
okay. I like people be like, girl, take a picture, send it. But
Right. Look, I want to say that so bad.
Let me take check, girl. Okay. Sorry. This will be our last question for the day. What is the best part of being a woman for you, per our wonderful Vern? Whoever wants to go. Oh, okay.
You go.
I'll go ahead and go. I'm still trying to get my head right for the butt. Okay. Okay. So for me, my favorite part of being a woman, I think it's our strength and our ability to legit do anything. Our patience. And I love being able to, honestly, the things we can do with our hair and our makeup and clothing and everything. I just love how versatile we are as women and the power that we have.
We are absolutely able to adapt to almost anything. I really agree with that. Being strong, having a sense of identity, Just being able to, for me, just to be a part of seeing my having daughters and to, molding them into being just women, like young women, and that's it.
Sharon,
Sharon.
uniquely.
The best part for me, I think the best part of being a woman is being able to have a child. Like that is like the coolest thing ever, man. Like seriously, right after I had a child, I was just like, I know the secret to life. Like,
Yeah, I know, right?
like that's how I felt, I know the secret to life. And it just was like, I like the way our bodies are able to it just amazed me, like, because I didn't have abs, but I can feel my body just move, the abs just out of the way, and my uterus coming up, and it just, those types of things, when you are pregnant and you feel your body just doing those dynamic things that you never thought, like you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had all these like muscles, because like you literally can feel like the muscles just literally just spread out and do what they need to do so that your uterus can come in. You know what I'm saying? Your hips come out the way they're supposed to, just at the right size. Our bodies make milk. That's the coolest freaking thing ever, yo.
Like, feed everybody.
We are so dope, yo. Like, for real. Like, we are so amazing because we can do these things. Like, and we make just the right amount of milk for our child. Just the right amount of
and
milk.
others.
Right.
It's just is so amazing. Like that's the best part of being a woman. I'm sorry.
Being confident, being able to build other people up. Like it's so much. Yeah. It's so much.
Absolutely.
What about you, uniquely?
The best part of being a woman for me is my intuition. I feel like after a certain age, it was just like, don't go left, go right. Like, it was just like, I was so in tune with myself and with my inner peace and with my healing. A lot of people don't understand when I tell them, hey, like, I'll call you next week. They were like, dang, girl, all the way next week. Yeah, I need some me time. I need to recenter my energy. I need to refocus my energy, because a lot of people don't know that Vern calls them energy suckers. I just call it people who are very needy. If I hear something sad, I'm going to be in a sad mood, and I might not win the lottery that night. And I like winning. I like hitting the number all the time. So I need my energy to be where it needs to be, because it's universal. It comes back around to you. Like, it's good karma that you put out comes back to you. So I definitely think that, intuition is definitely the best part of being a woman for me.
Yeah. So mine is definitely all that you ladies said, being able to produce life, bring a life into this world. Mine is definitely sisterhood. I know a lot of people think that Black women can't, but we can. We have a sisterhood, and it's a certain language, just like men. Black men have a language, women have a language. We could be in a room and it just be you and I, Kayla. From over there, I'd be like, sis, you know. It's a thing. Listen, I work in corporate America. I'm the only Black woman. I've always been the only Black woman. But when I see another sister, my eyes like, right? So I love that. I love that we can get out of tickets. Hi.
I never got out of no ticket like that.
Really? And then the last thing is wearing my husband's clothes, the sweaters and the shirts.
Girl.
Wait, getting the imprint of our breasts on them, and they can't wear that no more. I love it.
What the imprint?
What?
Straight it out.
I don't want to wear it no more, because now it's all. I love it.
I love that. I'm the same way. Marcus gave me half of his clothes already because
pajamas.
Right.
Yes.
T-shirt and my panties on.
Wait, but don't you feel so sexy when that's all you have on?
Yes.
It's like, and it doesn't even have to be like like lingerie. It's just a regular t-shirt and a pair of underwear, and you feel the
That's
best.
it. And
Amazing.
coffee. Ooh, with some
Period.
fuzzy socks on, girl.
Right.
Man.
I got them
Yes.
cozy socks from the Old Navy, child. Did you get $4? Those are the everything, okay?
Yes, I love that. I love what Burnett said, making something out of nothing. Period.
Marcus said, "Stay out of my closet."
I'm about to go in there after this and go ahead and give me some clothes for the rest of the day.
I'm about to put on a white tee.
Okay. Gonna put on my favorite one at that. Just so I want to take the time for everyone, what we did on Verns, everyone to come up and introduce their channel and give us some information about their channel and what's coming up. I have everyone's links in the description, guys. So check everyone out, all of my sisters out. Okay. We'll go ahead and start with Vern. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I am Vern, and formerly Vern's Young Closet. Now elevate with Vern. I also have a second channel that you guys can go and visit. And why my mind is drawing a blank? Oh, the VMAX show. Sorry. But also I am about positivity, about elevating, about showing you love, helping you with your business needs, helping you with just having a positive mindset, because we need that in the world today. So follow me on all social media platforms, same name. Stop over, say hi. You will have laughter. You will have prayer. You will have fun. And if you like, join my memberships and come on over and say hello. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you, ladies.
Yes. Let's do Sharon. Hey, girl. Okay.
Okay. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Sharon. If you don't know, my name is not Sharon. It is Sharon. Go stop by my channel. It is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna snatch you out into your health. I'm gonna hook you up with like the best tips and tricks that I've learned to keep off my 80 pounds. I've lost it. Now I'm keeping it off. And so I'm there to share all of that with you. And so if that is what you're looking for, hit your girl up, hit the subscribe button, and I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna snatch it. I'm gonna snatch it out, child. It's gonna be snatched. Like it's gonna be just snatched. So amen.
Hey.
Amen.
Okay, uniquely.
Hey, boo, hey. So I'm uniquely lavish. If you don't know who I am, my channel is about size inclusivity, loving yourself, being one with yourself. I also touch on topics like transabdominal cerclage, and you're going to get the fashions, darling. Come over there and get you some fashions, no matter your size, or where you are in your life. I try to keep things inclusive so that it can include everybody, because everyone should feel unique and lavish.
Thank you. And not last but not least, me.
Woo, y'all know when you hear this sound, you already know about our channel. It is Me and I am Me and I of the infamous. Every Saturday night we have 8:30 Saturday Night Live. We're known for that, but our channel is mainly about our marriage journey, our weight loss, and travel. We are Us 365, so you kind of never know what you would get over there. We also have a secondary channel. It is Sipping with Meat and I. What we've been doing, what we're going to do, expect more from us. We do taste tests, reviews. We will have in-person interviews, and we also will have pre-recorded interviews. Also, I don't have on our merch right now, but be sure to check out Shop Meat and I. Again, that is Shop Meat and I. Thank you all for being here. We enjoyed y'all tonight.
You killed that, baby.
Thank you. I promise. Last time I was like, I gotta come with you.
I
I love to see it.
Yes. So thank you guys for being here. Again, I am Kayla of KaylaMar. Y'all know who we are, okay? On our channel, okay? Yes. If you want to be a KaylaMar star, if you're new to the channel, just like, comment, subscribe. And I'm normally with my man Marcus. So we have a video coming out tomorrow at 11:15 CST time. And we did what do we do? Letting people decide what we eat for 24 hours, the healthy version. So only healthy food. So check that out, see how it went. That bill, child, okay? But thank you guys for being here. Check us out on the next one. Share this out to all of your fellow friends, everything. Just share it out because this is information that everyone needs to know. And we all have a passion for this. And we care about you all. So we want you guys to grow, shine, and just continue being better, stronger versions of yourselves and want you to grow and shine in all aspects of life. And that is it. Ladies, if you can stay on just for a little bit. And
don't forget, y'all guys, throw out some names that you want us to name this group. Throw it out, send it to Kayla or any of us, and we'll get it back.
Yes. Put it as a comment on anyone's video. We'll see it. We check our comments, okay?
Right.
So we will see it. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you next time.
Love.